part of it. And you can do it for as low as $297. So show them again the 3 tickets, please. Here's the 3 ticket choices that you have today. You can make it while we're in this broadcast. You can get a general admission ticket, December 11, 12, 13. You can get a VIP ticket, which is going to be super fun. You're going to hear about more today. Or you can get a platinum. Every 20 people in 30 masterclass. Pete Vargas's Communicate to Convert. Dean Graziosi Start Over Challenge. Fraser Brooks Succeed with Instagram Stories. Les Brown's Speaker Training. And Les Brown's, what was the other one? What was it called? Choosing Greatness or something? Choosing Your Future. That's another 197 inside of that. Trent Shelton's 5 Hours to Freedom. And Jesse Lee Ward's scripts to be able, the recruiting process. All of that is like what, 2,800 now or something, with the 197 added on to that. So we just got to change that one. So like $2,800 worth of stuff for a $297 ticket. All ticket levels will get those bonuses. But let me tell you something. After today, those bonuses go away. All that $2,800 worth of stuff is gone at the end of today. So if you've ever thought about getting a ticket, I want to make it just literally impossible. Find a way. I saw somebody last night that said, hey, I have an idea for you. I can't remember who did it. They said, go to PayPal. If you go to PayPal, you can actually create your own little payment plan on PayPal, buy the ticket, and have a payment plan for yourself if you want to. So that's a strategy for you. Find a way, figure it out. You're going to hear from some of our speakers today, some amazing things. So we're going to blow your mind. Absolutely going to blow your mind. So with that, I want to introduce the first of our recruiting trainers. This young lady, I want you to hear something here. This person has personally recruited over 40. She's also recruited over 25,000 customers personally. She has a team of over 500,000 people. And guess what? This young woman is making over $1 million a month in network marketing. Success leaves clues. She's going to teach you. She's going to give you a 15-minute masterclass on how to be a recruiting machine. Stormy Wellington, take it away.
Awesome. Well, I'm so excited to be here. This is truly a dream come true to be training on the platform with such amazing people. I'm so grateful to be able to lend my contribution to this industry that has absolutely changed my life. I got 15 minutes and it is, what time is it? It is 2:07. So I want to get through my training, but I want to give you guys some meat so that you can be able to implement this information into your business in order to get results. First and foremost, let me say this. I've been in network marketing for 12 years, okay? For 12 years. And my first year in network marketing, I was just really getting my feet wet, even though I made $1 million my first year in network marketing. And what I would tell you that I've learned from the very beginning to right now today is that you got to be hungry. You have to be very, very, very hungry. And in order for you to take your life and to take, you know, this industry to the next level, you have to see yourself in this industry. You can't just look at other people and celebrate their success. You got to be able to see what can your contribution be. And so I remember a very long time ago, again, 12 years ago, I remember getting in this industry saying that I didn't feel like I belonged. I looked around and I saw, I mean, truth be told, I saw a bunch of Caucasian people. I saw a bunch of Asian people. I saw a bunch of Latino people. And so I really didn't think that network marketing would work for a little Black girl like me. I really didn't. But I remember this. I remember looking around saying to myself, wait a minute, here are people from different backgrounds. If they can do it, I can do it. And so I did something called Liddy. I get Liddy. Write this down. Litty. Liddy. I get Liddy. Number one, you want to learn about your company. Okay. You want to learn about your company. You want to learn about what is the top income earner doing to be the top income earner. Okay. What I find that a lot of people do is they follow the bottom feeders. They follow those that may take good pictures or have good posts, but they're not really implementing what works. And so getting Liddy is seeking out the top income earners in your company. Who makes the most money? Okay. You got to know that there is a reason why they are making the most money. And one of the things I learned way back when is that in this industry, you got to know that it is okay to be a copycat. Okay, as long as you copy the right cat. So step number one, I want you to seek out the top income earner in your company. Okay, I want you to seek out the top income earner in your company. They are the top income earner for a reason. One of my favorite books is The Science of Getting Rich, and it talks about success is about doing things in a certain way. So that means in your company, there is a certain way to succeed. So again, follow the top income earners, okay? Be grateful for the top income earners. Never be jealous of the top income earners. Never look at them and say, oh, they're making all the money because of the car. They're making all the money because of the jewelry. They're making all the money because, no, you got to reverse engineer their business. I want you to go back. Don't watch them today if they are a top earner. Listen to them today, but try to go back to where they were 10, 12 years ago in the game and learn from their bottom, learn from their foundation. So one, get Liddy. Learn, learn, learn. Never stop learning. Never stop growing. Never stop learning. Okay. Now I want to tell y'all a little secret. You got to be current. Technology, social media, Instagram is everything. And what Instagram wants, they want more authenticity. Facebook wants more authenticity. We want to see your personality. Okay. We want to know, who is your children? Do you have children? Are you a mother? Are you a father? Are you someone that takes care of your grandmother, your aunt? Like, the world wants to know who you are. And so part of what I do is, after I learn, number two is I implement. So a part of implementation is obviously taking what you've learned and putting it into action. And so one of the things I learned is that people want to know who you are. People like to do business with people that they feel like they have a connection with. Okay, remember, they may not know you, but what you put out on social media is everything. Okay, so let us know a little bit more about your life. Let us know about your imperfections. Don't appear to be perfect. Don't come on social media all the time super perfect. Give us a little bit about your downfall. Tell us where you came from. Tell us what made you do this industry. Tell us why you're here. Now, let me tell you something about the implementation. It's about being consistent as well. You got to learn to be consistent every day. Implementation. I want y'all to write this down. Okay, as a leader, the speed of implementation creates group momentum. Okay, how many of you all have been tuned in for these past 6 days and you have already put into effect the things that you've learned? Okay, if you have not already started to put into effect the things that you have learned, you have already gotten it wrong. Remember, the speed of implementation creates group momentum. Okay, and you don't want to try to learn from everybody. Learn from the right people. Okay, now let me tell you something about implementation that's important as well. Okay, I am in the health and wellness industry. And there was a point in time that I was learning from my upline, okay? And my upline was in a different phase of his business too. So the way he dressed, the way he carried himself was different. Now, I want you to know that though I am making 7 figures a month, though I do have over 550,000 people in my organization, though I have coached 30, I'm hungry for more. My goal is $5 million a month. And you got to know this. You got to recruit until you get the best fruit. A part of implementation, a part of learning is that you never stop recruiting. Okay. Don't fall in love with your team. I'm sorry to say this. Love them, but don't fall in love with them, because if they quit, if somebody quits or somebody leaves your team, you will be heartbroken. So I want to encourage you guys today to always be in phase 1 of your business, but I want you to carry yourself like your business as well. Okay. There are some of you all that's in the health and wellness industry and you're dressing like you're in the technology industry. Okay. There are some of you all in the technology industry and you're dressing like you're in the health and wellness industry. Like, everything has to match up. Everything needs to line up. And so I encourage you to pay attention to, what are you selling? Are you selling health and wellness? Are you selling, you know, technology? Are you selling intellectual property? What is the product that your company wants you to push? Figure out what that product is and represent that product. You cannot sell a dream looking like a nightmare, okay? You have to represent your company and represent your brand. And I want you to take this T. The T is tweak. Sometimes you got to tweak what you learn, but don't tweak too much. For example, if you're making grandma's favorite cake and it's your favorite cake, and she said put 3 tablespoons of sugar and you put 2.5, then you got it all wrong because that's not enough sugar. However, grandma could have used regular sugar, and now that it's 2020, we know that we got to use a better grade of sugar. We got to use cane sugar. We got to use brown sugar. So it's okay to tweak grandma's cake and put a healthier version of the sugar in the cake, as long as you don't tweak the wrong things. And so let me tell y'all something. Stop going against the grain. Again, if the top earner says we're recruiting 10 people today, we'll recruit 10 people today. And you say to yourself, if she says 10 people, if he says 10 people, that means that there are lots of people that's going to get 10 people. I'm going to get 10 people too. Already claim that you're going to get 10 people too. Don't say, oh, Stormy said get 10 people, so she can get 10 people. I can't get 10 people. Yes, you can. Stop counting yourself out. Stop thinking that it's not possible for you. Start believing big right now. Start believing that you know what, I can do this. I am going to be the person that they start calling on because I'm going to follow the leader. I'm going to learn from the leader. I'm going to implement what the leader says. And I'm going to tweak it a little bit because I may not be from Carroll City like Stormy Wellington. I may have not had my first child when I was 15. I may not have the story of being an exotic dancer, a booster, and a shoplifter, but I got a story too. I may be in corporate America. I may have dealt with sexual harassment. So my voice and my message is now to those women and those men who have dealt with sexual harassment. See, a part of your recruitment has to be speaking to your people, my friends. Stop talking to everybody. Stop trying to be like everybody. If you have a corporate America story and your passion and your hunger for network marketing is to get out of corporate America because you've been touched on and you've been treated like less than, then that's your story. And you stick to your story and you tell your story with pride. And you be grateful for your story. Because there are other men and women in this industry and in the world that will get into network marketing if you stop trying to be like Eric Worre, if you stop trying to be like everybody else. That's where the tweaking process comes in at. Be true to your story. Tell your story. Let your story be a tool to recruit more people. There are other people that are going through some of the things that you went through. And that's how you post. That's who you talk to. That's your message. Stop trying to speak to everybody. If you're not in a company that you need to wear a suit, stop wearing a suit. It don't match up. People think that you're a fraud. It doesn't make sense. So tell your story. Let the world know your truth. Let the world know where you came from. Let them know the hurt, the experiences, good or bad. Because guess what? You are looking for your type.
Prevodi slobodno,
you are looking for your type. I know that there's a lot of people that don't like me. They don't like my style. I may be too bold or too loud or too black or too ghetto, whatever. But I'm not talking to you. I'm not trying to recruit you. You're not my type. So start connecting with your type. Start tweaking your game and walk with confidence because you now know that there's another woman out there with my story that needs to know about network marketing. There's another man out there with my story who may be a single dad, who may be the husband and takes care of everything and just need another sense of community. You got to know that a lot of what we do, ladies and gentlemen, is we create a sense of community. Do you have an organization that makes people feel good? See, me and my group, we meditate. We speak affirmations, and then we sell products, okay? We're mind, body, spirit over here, okay? Because guess what? Mind, body, spirit comes first, and the money comes last. So I really have never recruited a person in my life. Truth be told, yes, that's where the why comes in at. Because we're Liddy today. The yes is I've never recruited a person in my life. I just simply share what I have to offer. And I tell the truth about what these products have done for me. I tell the truth about what all my companies have done for me. Because see, this is not my first rodeo. I've been in the game for 6 years, okay? So the why is the yes, yes, yes. You keep going. You keep growing. You keep showing up as yourself. You keep using your company's product and let the world see how they've transformed your life. Speak to your market. Speak to your people. Stop trying to speak and be everybody else. This is why it is important to learn. Because once you have learned, you now know how to change the confusion Okay? Because some of these presentations that we have in our companies, they're confusing. This is another thing y'all got to know. That's why it's important for you to learn from the best, because you don't want to tweak the worst. You don't want to learn from the worst and tweak the worst. Now you a bottom feeder again. You want to learn from the best and tweak the best. So now you can simplify the game and make it beautiful for the people that you're supposed to align with. Okay? And so I want y'all who understand what I'm saying to know that if I can do this, you can do it. Every single panelist, every single trainer, we all come from some humble beginnings. But you got to know another thing. What is your audience looking for? What are they looking for? Are they looking for a sense of community? Are they looking for someone to tell them something good? Let me tell y'all something that I've learned. You get more with sugar than you do with shh. Don't tell nobody. Stop being mean to your team. Stop beating your team up. Stop telling them horrible, horrible things. The truth is, yes, don't make them feel good if they need to learn a lesson, but make sure that you know that everybody wants to feel good, okay? Everybody's wanting to blink a sign on their forehead and on their back saying, tell me something good. Your team gravitated to you for a reason, okay? Yes, listen to me. Yes, 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 we getting litty today. Learn, implement, tweak, teach. Now, once you start showing up as this new person, you're going to be teaching your team, y'all. This is what I want you to know. They are watching you. You do too much of this sometimes, and that doesn't work. They need to show and tell. So the person that you need to be is the person that you see yourself as, but be that person today. And never let your memories be bigger than your dreams. After this week, you have no excuses as to why you can't become a recruiting machine in your business. Eric and Marina Worry laid it out. They put the best of the best on one platform and said, just learn. And then you implement. And then you tweak. And then you teach. Yes, let's celebrate the industry of network marketing is going to go to the next level because you're going to attract more of your type because you're not going to try to be like anybody else. You're going to be like yourself. But I'm going to close it out with this. Yes, we're going to keep growing. But I want to tell y'all a secret that I learned. I was trying to be like everybody else. I was trying to dress like everybody else. And I was secretly start to feel like, oh my God, who is this woman? Who am I? Because I was becoming opposite of who I am. But let me tell y'all something. The truth shall set you free. Become yourself, but you grow in your authenticity. Type that, write that. I want you to grow in your authenticity. The industry needs you. The industry needs your story. We need to know your truth. If you need money, and that's why you're here because you are an engineer and you're not making enough money because your check got, declined, or, you're taking care of new family members and you now have more money and more bills, less money, then tell the world the truth. But here's the deal. Become the person that you see in your upline and don't quit. Whatever company you're in, be there 1 year from now. You hear me? Be there 1 year from now, and you keep following that top earner, and you keep serving that top earner, and you keep honoring your upline, and you keep being grateful for your company, and you keep celebrating people like Mr. Eric and Marina Worry for creating such an amazing platform for us. And I promise you guys, if all of us will respect each other's company, don't down talk another company, don't down talk another upline, don't down talk another product, and we all just band together and we celebrated this beautiful industry, I tell you, more people will respect us. More people will respect us. And I tell you, that's my goal, to bring more value, more information, more truth to this beautiful industry that has absolutely changed my life. And so, guys, if you're with me, if you're ready to go to that next level, if you're ready to get litty, I want you to drop some fire, drop some emojis, drop some energy, because we about to take this thing to the next level. Eric, Marina, everybody. Grant Cardone, John C. Maxwell, Les Brown. Come on, y'all. My girl, Jess, come on. We're on here gaining more love and respect for this industry, y'all. And this is just the beginning. So I hope to see y'all at GoPro. I hope that I'm a part of the whole platform. And I want to say thank you to everybody in this industry. And let's continue to make this industry exactly what it needs to be, respected and admired. Thank you so much, Eric.
Stormy. Thanks for bringing the fire. And if you got some fire from Stormy Wellington, put some fire emojis into the comments. Let's blow this thing up. Show your love. Show your appreciation for the value that she brought to everybody today. It's no accident that she's doing as well as she's doing. With that kind of fire, people just want to be around it. People just want to be connected to it in some way. So show your love, show that fire. I want to see it from everybody. And listen, just so you know, tell your friends, Grant Cardone is coming very, very soon. But before we get to Grant, I got an incredible leader to introduce you to. He's going to give you some insights. And let me tell you the kind of leader this guy is. He already has 3,000 people from his team coming to GoPro, and he's aiming for a much bigger number than that. I know that he's got big, big plans in order to, I know he's shooting for 10,000 people just from his team. That's the kind of commitment that he's got to growing his business, and that type of leadership certainly is something to pay attention to. He's built a huge organization. He's going to teach you the key to success if you want to become a recruiting machine. Please welcome Mr. Armands Mirniks. Armands, go ahead, take it from there. Where are you connecting from, first of all?
Hello, hello. Thank you, Eric. Do you hear me?
I can hear you. Where are you connecting from?
Awesome. I'm connecting from Dubai.
Dubai. All right, take it from there. Go get him.
All right. Thank you so much, Eric and Marina Worry. It's amazing. This was just spectacular. Guys, if you already have a 10 or 20 pages of notes, press 1 in this chat. Because like at these 6 days, it's been amazing, crazy. And today, I don't know if you will be, you know, walking away with a regret that you spent these 6 days so far. I don't think so, right, guys? So because there was a huge value, I get already, you know, like entire pages, you know, all was written. And this is what I'm taking from you guys. You are my role models. Because I remember when in 2016, I joined first my GoPro network marketing event. What I saw you, I saw your testimonials from the stage. And that actually inspired me. I remember Jesse Lee coming out, you know, with a crazy, I don't know, like a haircut, and it was, I think, pinky or something. And I realized that these people, they are not taking, you know, too much attention on how they look. What they do, that is what they take and pay attention for. But I wasn't like that all my life. And let me just little bit get back to my story that you guys are familiar with me. And it all started, my life actually started when I was 7 years old. And I'm not talking about life when I was born, but life, entrepreneur life. So that was the moment when my mom, she had some problems, like a back injury problems. And then she called me over and she said, listen, son, I have something to tell you. And what I'm telling you is that we are right now, will be a little bit struggling because your mom is not able to work. And then, you know, I'm a huge believer that actually the things are happening for you, not to you. If you believe in that, then press 1 or send some emojis. So what I realized that this is happening to me, but I need to figure out what. So I went to my room, I switched on the TV, and what I seen the movie where the guy was actually from the barrel taking spray and also cloth, and what he was doing, so he was cleaning the windscreen of the taxi, and that taxi driver gave him $1. I saw that dollar so clearly that I took my 4-year-old brother and said, bingo, now I know how we will make money. And we went on the street, guys, on the traffic light, and I was making the first money, but it wasn't straight away. What I was doing, we were standing there for 3 hours and we were waiting. We were waiting for the perfect moment, for the perfect car, for the perfect face. I was waiting for the perfect moment in my life, but it didn't happen. It didn't happen. And we were, you know, procrastinating for 3 hours. 3 hours, no action, right? How many of you guys relating to this? I'm not talking about, you know, washing the cars. I'm talking about you in the network marketing. All of us, we are relating to this. We are waiting for that perfect customer. We are waiting for that perfect moment that, oh, this will be my, you know, my top leader. It doesn't work like that. Before you take the action, you need to realize that everything starts from you. You are the key. You are the person who is motivating, who is driving others. You are the person who will be motivating entire world because of the
Ma,
things that
da.
you are doing. And I'm right now talking about
Se malo
network
čuje,
marketing.
ona
So
se
what
jače
happened?
čula.
I was working
Sad,
there,
sad
you
je
know,
Ivana
after
pitala gdje da
3
uđe.
hours
Rekla sam
waiting and
je
standing
kako može ovdje, a ima i na
by the
grupi.
traffic light. Seriously, right now, that means that I will fail. And tomorrow, it will never come. So I will never come back tomorrow if I will not going to do today.
Uglavnom rekla
In
sam joj
network
da ima i
marketing,
tako.
that's what I realized as well. If I'm not taking today something, if not, I'm not
Neka je,
making this
najbolje je
action
naša.
here and now, that means there will not going to be tomorrow. No tomorrow, guys. Forget about it. So, and what happened? So then we did it 1, 2, second, third, fifth, 20 attempts. And guess what?
Dragan je
Nothing.
najbolji
No,
čovjek koga sam upoznala zadnjih 20 godina.
nobody gave me that dollar that I saw in a movie. And that's why I'm talking that, guys, you have to take your life very, not seriously, but you have to take your life as a game. All of us, we are
Ne
playing this
veze,
life.
ja i Draga,
And the
ja
way
i
that
Dejan
you
tebe
will be
gledamo i
playing
mi se
today,
gledamo.
that
Gledamo sve.
will drive and that will be motivating and bringing the other people with you because they will see where you're going. So this is the tip that I would like to right now share with you. So right now, guys, take this. Every single one of you. Actually, I want to see how many of you are less than 3 weeks in. Recently joined. If this is your first GoPro, and this is a GoPro live for us, it's a first one, right? But if you are 3 months only, or up to 3 weeks, up to 1 month, if you are the first, then this is the thing what you need to do. First, you have to stop to be shy. Go and approach those people who you have in the list, because the list is the most important. So why I'm talking about the list? What I did, I was going and I was approaching all my friends. I was doing the presentation, and I didn't get the results the same way that I didn't get results back then. What happened? I was making my presentation very smooth and perfect. This is the goal what you need to aim for. Make your presentation absolutely perfect. Then when you're gonna do that, so you will become one of these guys who are making millions of dollars. Actually, Stormy, you just blow me away, right? Because you're making $1 million a month, and I think that this is the goal where I need to also now lift up my bar. Thanks so much for that. But what I want to say that you will be able to be like them, because here's the question. Do you think that these guys, all these people who are on the backstage, who are training you, do you think that if they will have to do it again, would they have results much more quicker or not? Of course, they will have much more quicker because they already have this experience. They know what to do. That's why you need to make sure that everything that you are doing today, you are doing not because of you want to make it perfect, but you want to learn. You want to build the muscle. You want to start from zero and get it to the hero. This is what you need to do. Here's another thing that I would like to tell you. In 2014, back injury happened to me. Do we have people here who are struggling with a back injury? I was actually, lying on the floor. I didn't have money, 20 pounds in my pocket, no future, nothing. And what I realized that I've been replaced. Someone else took my place. And then what I said to myself that I will find an industry where nobody will be able to replace me. And here's the clue, guys. The multi-level marketing, that is the place where nobody will replace you once you will build your organization. This is what I love about this industry. So that after that, what I did, I started to work on 5 presentations a day. That was one of the training that I attended, and my trainer, Andrei Havratov, who is my mentor and my friend today, what he told me, he said, Arman, secret to success is within the 5 presentations. And I said, really? I don't think so, but let me try, right? How many of you relate to that? So that we are doubting the person's, let's say, not the project, but how you call it, statements, right? We are doubting. And then what I did, I started actually to do it. And Guess what? 3 hours was my first presentation. 3 hours. After that, I did 2.5, also almost 3 hours. People were running away from me. I was a crazy network marketer that people hated. And trust me, this is a normal, right? This is normal because now they are coming back. Now they see your result and they say, hey, if this crazy guy can actually make what he's making, that I need to be there. And what also there happened, there was a person, I did the presentation for 3 hours, and then the person asked to go to the loo. And it never came back. And that was a lady. And you know, the ladies always are carrying the handbags. So that's why she just, you know, took the handbag and she left. I felt miserable. Guys, I was crying. I was thinking like, oh my gosh, what is happening? What is happening? I will never succeed in this business. And guess what? Because I was building the muscle, I made it happen. I made that breakthrough. And I'm telling you that every single one of you can make that breakthrough. So here are 2 tips that I want to give you if you are guys ready. These will be assignments for you. First, if you are shy, if you are an introvert person like all of us, right? Me too. And Fraser Brooks as well, right? If you are an introvert person, here's the tip. First, what you need to do, you need to go to the shopping mall and collect the shopping mall, and I was collecting hellos. I had the list. 100 hellos needs to be there. And I went to the person, I said, hello, have a good day. Hello, how are you? Hello, hello, hello. And that's, I felt that people are answering. Can you imagine? These people are not like, not what I realized. And they said, okay, if they are answering on my hello, then let me ask them question. So the second assignment, what you need to do, go and ask them question. The question that you need to ask, like I was asking, can you please tell me where I can, you know, get some shoes, where I can get, you know, groceries, how to get to this place, how to get to that place. And guess what? The people are answering. For those people who are right now shy, who are not sure that the network marketing is for you, I'm telling you that this will be the biggest breakthrough for you when you will realize that people are actually very easygoing. And the second thing for those who are advanced, and these guys, what I discovered, because I have a huge team, I have many leaders, and I always had a problem, not enough time. Of course, I know that there are different chatbots and all this stuff, but I prefer to have a one-to-one conversation. And what happened? So I was doing this. I was selecting 5-6 leaders, okay, 5-6 leaders who can do the presentation, company presentation. So, and then what I'm doing, I'm actually getting on a call, on a 3-way call. I'm giving some, for that person who is coming, I'm giving some value. The person who actually will be doing the presentation, then I'm logging out, I'm logging to the new one, I'm doing the same thing, I'm logging to the new one, I'm doing the same thing 3, 4, 5 times, and then I'm coming back and I'm making a close. This is how I'm building my structure, and this is a tip for you to try. Try it, test it, and I'm telling you, it works. And the last one, the last thing that I want to tell you, that is a power of marketing online, because recruiting mastery, go pro live. Why I'm excited? Because there is no stadium which can fit more than 500,000 people. There is no stadium where you can bring all your team. I was coming on the 2016, 17, 18, 19, and in the 19 actually, after I saw the Jessie Lee, when she came and she said, hey, I'm making, you know, $1 million, and she was actually inducted into the $1 Million Hall of Fame. I said to myself that I will be the next one. 2019, together with my team, we did it. And I'm really, really glad, and I'm appreciating my team's work. Those are the people who are making impossible things. And what I want to share, that if you right now, you are bringing only, you purchasing ticket only for yourself, guys, you are making business for your upline. If you are bringing your team member, if you bring your leader, then you are making business for yourself. But if you want to help your leader to have a business, then you need to go to the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th level, and you need to make sure that he has 5, 10 people with him. That is the power of the quick results, of the very exponential growth. This is the power. And I learned this, and this happened to me. And I'm telling you guys, if there is something that I will take away from my speech, if I will be in your shoes, that only one thing that you have to take away. is make sure that you are bringing your entire team to the GoPro Live, which will be happening for half 500,000 people. It's like a crazy. This is where your breakthrough gonna happen. This is where the new $1 million Hall of Fame members will appear. This is the place where you have to be. And thank you very much, Eric and Marina Worry, for doing this crazy step. Because I know I've been on this Tony Robbins UPW. I've been there, I saw it, and I said, wow, this is something crazy. I would like to be a speaker on there. But what actually, you're not even tripling. You are making, 4 times bigger. I believe that they spend $5 million. You are spending $20 million. And you are doing this not just for yourself. You do that for all your family members, network marketers like me, you, and all of us. Guys, I really, really appreciate everything that you are doing, because the network marketing is a family. And as I said last year on the stage, you accepted me. Thank you very much. I'm really glad to be in this family. Thank you, guys. Bye-bye. Eric, back to you.
Thank you, Armand. Great job. I really appreciate it. And I think you're really smart when it comes to scaling your life and
usred predavanja da li radim prijevod, pa dođi pa vidi patka. Jel me čujete vi tamo, jel ide, ne znam šta je ovo, da mi je stream od Erika nešto pod kontrolom, nije pod kontrolom, onda vidim. Da, zaglavio je Facebook. Dobro. Sad. Naćemo se, brate. Moramo se snaći. Zaglavio mi je Facebook ovdje. Sad. Kako ono kažu, puko Facebook. Ali dobro, Zoom nije, vidimo se, tako da je. Ja mi se nešto smrzlo. Šta je ovo, majko? Toliko zima tamo u Crnogori. Dobro. A, došao je Dejan, dobre.
Ja sam, Dragane, ja sedim na terasi, čisto da znaš da nije zima.
Pa nešto si mi se smrzao bio, stao si mi, jevi ga, ali evo.
Pa ne.
During that time, I picked up an advanced degree in how adults learn. And so I really able today. The first is a little bit of stagecraft from my years of doing magic, but the second, adults hear you when you're talking to them. I'm hyper-focused, not on you, but on the person you're talking to. Whether you're talking to one person across the table at Starbucks, whether you're talking to one person on the telephone, or whether you're talking to a small group of people on a Zoom call or in a living room, or whether you get the opportunity to present to a larger group of people, What you say
Ako
and
ti
how you
odlučiš.
say it makes all the difference in the world. And so I'm here to talk to you today, not just to tell you to tell your story, but I'm going to show you a story, because I only have one measuring stick of success. My measuring stick of success is not that people come up to you afterwards and say, wow, you're a really good speaker. My measuring stick of success is not that you get an email the next day that says, hey, you're really fun to listen to. My only measuring stick of success is that whoever you're talking to, one person, 3 people, or 50 people, whoever you're talking to wants to take the next step with you, wants to engage further with you. What is that next step? It could be a phone conversation. It could be, here's a video to watch. It could be, come to this event with me. It could be, sign up to be on my team. It could be to buy my product. You get to pick what the next step is. But if you want the maximum number of people to take that next step with you, and you want to do it all without ever being salesy or pushy or slimy, then this next 20 minutes is just for you. I've been fortunate enough over the last 10 years to work with some of the greatest speakers in the world. We've worked with Damon John from Shark Tank, Grant and Tony and Dean and Michael Hyatt, and household names that you've heard every single day. But most of the people that I work with are not professional speakers. Most of the people that I work with would not even consider themselves speakers. Most of the people that I work with are business owners, just like you, who want to grow their business, attract new clients, grow their team members, and be able to have those team members duplicate the successful things that they're doing. And the key to all of that is communication. The key to all of that is what we call your signature talk. What you say when you have an opportunity, whether you have 3 minutes on the phone, 15 minutes in a meeting, 25 minutes if you're on a podcast or get an opportunity to present. What you say about what you do and how you do it makes all the difference in the world. And so we're going to break that down today. Your signature talk has 4 parts. I'm going to focus on the first one of those 4 parts, which is your opening heart story. But before we get there, we need to get clarity. We need to get clarity on 2 big questions. The first question we need clarity on is, what is the problem that you solve? See, when I talk to most people about their products or about their business opportunity, they don't talk to me about a problem that they solve. They talk to me about a specific product or service. They talk to me about a business. Walk down the street and had people ask me, do you have any products? Do you have any products? Do you have any products? People are actually sitting around with problems, and they're waiting for somebody who has a solution to their problems. And so one question you need perfect clarity on is, what is the problem that you solve for other people? And you're actually probably going to have 2 of these. You're going to have one problem that your product solves and one problem that your business opportunity solves. Okay? And you don't want to confuse the 2, and you don't want to share those 2 with somebody at the same time. You want to do them sequentially. Now, what is the problem that your product or service solves? Here's the thing. I know some of you right now are thinking, it solves all problems. That is a terrible answer, because nobody is sitting around with all problems. Okay? You're sitting around with specific problems, and you're waiting for somebody to say, I have a solution to that problem. And if you can name that problem, and here's the hardest part, you have to name it in the language of the consumer. You have to name it in the language of the buyer, not in your language. See, you've read all the brochures, you've read the website, you've been trained, you know the research behind your product or service. And when that happens, you start to change your language. You start to use different words. One of the hardest things for you to do is to remember what words you used to describe the problem before you became so smart about solving the problem. But if you can remember that, and use those words, and the same is true for joining your team, or for joining your company, or for becoming a distributor. The same is true. You know a bunch of words now that you didn't know then. What problem did you have then? What did you call it then? I hate my job. I'm tired of the 9-to-5. I don't have freedom. I don't have income. What was the problem? How did you describe it? And what simple language did you use to describe it? You get those words right. And by the way, you'll know you have those words right because the person you're talking to will immediately begin nodding their head and leaning into you. It happens online, it happens in person. When you state the problem in the language of the consumer, when you state the problem in the language that the person you're speaking to recognizes, like, oh my gosh, I was just thinking about that last night. Oh my gosh, I was just talking to my spouse about that last night. It's like you're living rent-free in their heads, but they recognize it immediately and they unconsciously go like this and lean into you. It happens every time. And so the first question you need clarity on is, what is the problem that I solve for my audience? And the second question you need clarity on is, who is the audience I solve it for? I know you think your opportunity and your product is perfect for every living human being in the world. And you might get there one day, but let's start with the lowest hanging fruit. Let's start with the people who you'd get the fastest ROI, the biggest bang for the buck. Let's start with the people that look like you, sound like you, act like you, and have experienced life like you. Why? Because you already speak their language. You're already trusted by them because you're like them. And so when you get clarity on these two issues, what is the problem that you're actually solving? And remember, you'll have two of these. One of these for the product or service, and one of these for joining your team, becoming a distributor. What is the problem that solves? And who do you solve it for? When you have clarity on those two issues, it's actually really easy to make a great presentation that isn't salesy, but converts at a super high rate. When you don't have clarity on those two issues, and some of you are going to recognize yourselves right here, when you don't have clarity on those two issues, you can talk a lot, but you don't get a lot of results. You can make a lot of asks, but you don't get a lot of results. And part of it goes back to not having clarity on those two issues. All right, once you have clarity on those two issues, it's time to put together your presentation. And the first of the 4 parts of that presentation are to tell your story. It's the opening heart story, an opportunity for you to connect. Do not dive right into your products. Do not dive right into your business opportunity. Start by connecting. Start by telling a story. You have a story to tell, and it can change lives. I believe every person listening to this right now has a story to tell, and there are people out there who need to hear it because they need help. They may need help with something that your product solves. They may need help with their skin, and you offer skincare products. They may need help with their finances, and you offer financial products. And they may need help with their health, and you offer nutritional supplements or exercise programs. They need help, and you telling your story will change their life. Maybe there's people who need help by needing a business opportunity. They're stuck in a job that they hate. They don't have enough income. They need to help their parents or their kids. They need help. And you have a story to tell. Probably 2 different stories, but you have a story to tell. I'd love for you to have one great story about your product and one great story about your business opportunity. If you believe that you have a story to tell that changes lives, if you believe that you have a story to tell that will help others, why don't you type into the comments right now, I have a story to tell. Type it right into the comments right now and put as many explanation points on it as you need to convince yourself and the world I have a story to tell. Because right now, I'm going to show you exactly how to tell that story. And here's the thing. Oh, did you see what I did there? I Scooby-Dooed you. What's a Scooby-Doo? Hey, when great speakers have something really important to say, they don't pound the podium and say, this is really important. When great speakers have something really important to say, they don't say, listen to this, write this down, this is really important. When great speakers have something really important to say, they simply look left, look right, and drop their heads about 6 inches. And the audience will unconsciously lean in and listen more closely to what they have to say. Here's what I want you to know. If you tell your story in the way that I'm going to tell you your story, this story right now, you'll never be salesy. You'll never actually have to sell anything. Just telling your story will get people to ask you, get people to approach you, get people to beg you to show them how you did it. I want to show you a technique called the 3-act play. The 3-act play is called the 3-act play because there are 3 acts. We'll call this one Act 1. We'll call this one Act 2. And we'll call this one Act 3. Just made those up on the spot. All right. We want 3 parts. This, by the way, only takes 2.5 minutes to do. You can always make it longer, but I don't know why you would. It only takes 2.5 minutes. Act 1 is the before, okay? Act 1 is what your life was like before. And I'm going to give you 60 seconds to tell us what your life was like before. And so before you discovered this product, before you joined this company, what was your life like? And in the best 3-act plays, you're not going to take a long time to do this. In the best 3-act plays, you're going to boil it down to 3 specific characteristics, okay? And so you're going to tell us a little bit about what your life was like before. So before, 2 years ago, I was not sleeping well at night. I woke up the next day more tired than when I went to bed. And honestly, my love life wasn't very good. Okay, those are 3 characteristics and 60 seconds about what your life was like before. That's the first act. The second act is what we call the pivot. The second act is when things change. And you get 30 seconds to talk about the pivot. Now, when you're telling the story of your product, I don't recommend you name the name of the company of your product in the pivot. I would just say, then I changed my morning routine, or then I changed some of the vitamins that I took, or then I changed what I was using as my morning makeup routine, or then I changed something. Tell us what you changed. Don't be extremely vague, but I wouldn't name the company at this point. I would just say, then I made a change, and talk to us about that change and what it was like. And now we're going to get to the third act. The third act is the after, or the now, depending upon how long ago this story is from. And you get 60 seconds to talk about what your life is like now. And here's the best 3-act play. The best 3-act play will actually boil that down specifically to just 3 characteristics. And in the best 3-act plays, this characteristic became this characteristic, this characteristic became this characteristic, and this characteristic became this characteristic. So let me give you an example. Let's say that I have a product, and my product makes you healthier, okay? And so my product could be some nutritional supplements. I have some nutritional supplements. First thing I'm going to do is tell you, 2 years ago, man, I woke up one day and I didn't even want to get out of bed. I was tired all the time. Even if I slept for like 10 hours, I was tired. In the middle of the day, brain fog. In the middle of the day, I wanted nothing more than to take a nap. And I'm telling you, I didn't have any energy for my wife and inner energy for my kids. I wasn't the dad or the husband that I wanted to be. Then a friend of mine introduced me to this new supplement. And I didn't change everything. I didn't change my diet that much. I still eat too much steak and go to McDonald's too often. I didn't change my exercise too much. But I did change what I take every morning. And I drink a shake now every morning. And it's delicious. And I love it. Let me tell you about my life now. My life now, instead of not wanting to get out of bed, I don't have to set an alarm anymore. I wake up with full energy. Instead of having brain fog in the afternoon, I am my most productive all afternoon. I never have that lull in the afternoon like some people have. And instead of having no energy for my wife and my kids, I have plenty of energy to be the dad that I want to be and the husband that I want to be. Now, here's how this works. There's 2 ways that you can blow this, but here's how it works. If this describes what the person you're talking to is like now, and this describes what the person who you're talking to aspires for, then they will pay you anything for the pivot. They will beg you for the pivot. They will ask you and cry for you for the pivot. Now, there's 2 ways that you can get this wrong. One way you can get this wrong is if this doesn't describe the person that you're talking to. And so if I'm giving you the story I just told you, and you're not tired in the morning, and you have plenty of energy all day, and you're not a dad or a husband, and you have plenty of energy for everything, well, then this isn't going to work. And if I say, now I have lots of energy, now I have great concentration, and now I'm the dad and the husband that I want to be, or the parent that I want to be, if that's not what you want, like if you don't want that, if you just want to sit around and be tired all day and you don't want to be a good dad or a good parent, well, it's not going to work. But if this describes what you are now, and this describes where they want to be, they will run over mountains. They will push through walls to get this. So that's a product story. Now watch the exact same technique for the business opportunity. Oh, I remember my life 5 years ago. 5 years ago, I had 2 young kids and I knew I had to put them through college. They were like talking about college and I was like, you don't want to go to college, kids. You don't want to go to college. They're like, yeah, we want to go to college, but we didn't have any money saved for college. And I said to my wife, we got to do something. And I was like, we had no money saved. Like we were barely able to pay our bills. And my parents were not as healthy as they were, but I didn't have any extra money to help them out. And that's the thing. And then one of my friends, Tony and Sarah, they introduced me and showed me this great opportunity. And I got to tell you, I didn't think I'd heard some stuff, you know, I'd heard that, oh, you got to be sales, you know, you got to call on all your friends and, oh, you got to do a bunch of stuff that I didn't want to do. And I'd had people approach me before and they kind of showed me a different way. They showed me a way that was different. And has it made a difference in the world today? Today, I'm happy to announce that both of my kids have applied for and are going to college, and they're going to graduate from college with no debt. They're going to graduate from college debt-free. We have money to pay the bills, and we're actually saving for retirement for the first time in our lives. And my parents did so much for me growing up, and now it's so nice to be able to do things for them. It's so nice to be able to give back to them and know that they're going to be taken care of in the same way that they took care of me in my moment of greatest need. And so if this kind of describes you and this kind of describes what you want, then I know what you're doing right now. Here's the thing. If you do this correctly, you never have to make a sale because people are going to say, well, what was it? Tell me what they told you. And I'm telling you, this works on social media. If you want people to do anything, if you want people to just watch a video, just be like, this is what I was like. Then I watched this video. This is what I was like now. And people are going to be like, show me the video. If you want to get people to go to an event, like I had a network marketing business and I had a lot of energy, but no customers. I had some product sales, but nobody joining my team. And I was starting to get all my friends and relatives angry at me. And then I attended GoPro for the very first time. Now, I don't just have energy, I have revenue. I don't just have buyers, I have team members, and my family loves me because I took them all to Hawaii last year on a vacation. And so if this looks like you now and you want to look like this, GoPro, come to GoPro. It's a simple 3-act play. You can use it to get people to do anything. Just make the anything that you want them to do the pivot. And that is how you tell your story. Now, let me tell you 2 other things about stories, and then I want to give you a great bonus for people who are going to buy tickets at any ticket level for GoPro. First thing I want to tell you about stories is the best stories are simple. The best stories don't take 10 minutes to tell. And the best stories aren't like, then it got better, then it got worse, then it got better, then it got worse, then I got sick, and then I got better. Like they don't have these monster up and down and up and down. And that might be good for a 3-hour movie, but that's not good listening to a person tell you a story. We want the simplest emotional line possible. I'm talking about like, here's the emotional line I'm talking about. Things were bad and then they got good. Like that's the story I want you to tell. That's how simple it should be. Or I lost things and then I got them back. And this is the point that you should focus on. So the best stories are simple. And here's the second thing I want to tell you about stories. The best stories are ordinary. The best stories are not like I got cured from the rarest disease of all time, or I got the biggest streak of bad luck in 60 years. No one has ever had all 10 of these bad things happen to me, and neither will you. You know, I actually coached someone who climbed to the top of Mount Everest. I coach someone who's been to the top of Mount Everest, and when he tells that story, how many other people in the room can relate to him? None. But I coach another person, and he tells a story about arguing with his spouse about whether the toilet paper should come out over the top of the roll or under the bottom of the roll. When he tells that story, how many other people in the room can relate to that? Every person in the room. What if we're like, that's an amazing story? What if instead we judged our stories based on how many people came up to us afterwards and said, that same thing happened to me? See, your best story for both your product and your best story for your opportunity that you give to other people to become distributors and join your team, your best stories are ordinary stories, stories that are just like other people's stories. And so I don't want you to ever have story envy. I want you to tell the simplest story you can, and I want you to be able to do that as simple as possible. Let me give you one last example of the full 3X plan. For years, I struggled to remember my stories. Funny things would happen to me, and I knew I was going to go on social media, but then I couldn't remember those funny things. And I knew as those things were happening, there were teaching moments that were happening, but I couldn't remember them, so I would lose my stories. When it come time to give a presentation, it took me forever to write the presentation because I had to always start with a blank sheet of paper. And because of that, I was an ineffective communicator and my business didn't grow very fast. And I thought to myself, well, why isn't there one place online to store all of my stories? What if there was one place online to store all of my stories? Because I had mine on Post-it notes and I had mine on cocktail napkins. Then finally somebody gave me a story journal and I started putting my stories in a story journal, but the story journal wasn't always with me. So I still had Post-it notes and napkins and I'd jam those into my story journal. I was one strong wind away from losing all of my stories. And I thought, why isn't there one place to store your stories online? And I couldn't find one. So I made one. I made a tool called storylink.com, storylinq.com. It's one place in the cloud to store all of your stories. You can enter your stories and title them and categorize them and store them so that anytime you need to give a presentation, you can simply go and say, I want to start with this story and then tell this story and then finish with this story. And with the push of a button, your presentation prints out from start to finish. Now, instead of losing my stories on napkins and Post-it notes, all of my stories are in one place. Instead of it taking me hours to put together a 10-minute presentation, I can do that in 2 or 3 minutes. And my communication is not only effective, my company is growing and my revenue is through the roof. If you'd like one place to store all of your stories, that's storylink.com. So there it was, a 3-act play. And here's the good news. I've got a special bonus. I got a special bonus for buyers of the GoPro tickets at all levels. We're going to give you 6 months of storylink.com. We're going to give you 6 months of storylink.com to create the perfect presentation, a place to save your stories, link them together, and have on-demand coaching and videos of how to tell your stories the right way, and push one button and it prints out your whole presentation. This is storylink.com. And so I don't know what you're waiting for. I just did the 3-act play. Slow business, go to GoPro, fast business, big business. I don't know. That's the pivot. That's the pivot that we want people to have. I believe you have a story to tell. I believe you have a story to tell. And if you tell that story, others are going to find out that there is hope, that there are solutions, and that they are not alone in this world. And so if you have a story to tell, GoPro is the place to learn how to tell it. StoryLink is the place to store it. Eric, I'm super excited about this event. I'm super excited about the opportunity to help people. And I'm super excited about hearing these stories.
How many people didn't know who Pat Quinn was and are glad that they know who he is now? I'm certainly one of them. He's helped me. He's helped Maureen. He's helped so many others. And man, you know, I'm a little bit mad at you, Pat, because you never told me about StoryLink. I have an office filled with files and notebooks and journals with 8 trillion stories all over the place. And if I would have known that I could just have them all together inside of that, I would have had that a long time ago. Crazy, man. Why didn't you tell me?
To keep track of it all. That's the key.
So you're giving away 6 months, like a 6-month membership to this? Is that what you're giving away?
Yeah, 6-month membership with all the trainings, all the targeted coaching. More importantly,
trainings, coaching, help you tell your story, put together all your presentations, all of that stuff. That's what's the value of that? What's it worth?
The value of that is $2,500. We're excited about it and the opportunity to give that to everybody.
Okay, so that's for everybody who just gets any ticket, right?
Any ticket level.
$297 or above, and you have that. Whether it's general admission, VIP or platinum, everybody has that. I can't wait to start utilizing that later today. I want to bring Pete Vargas up. Pete, are you there? Pete.
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah, I'd love to see Pat too up here. Pat, great job, dude. Great job.
Thanks, Pete.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Pete, you and Pat kind of brainstormed a really cool thing for VIPs and platinums for GoPro. So can you explain what you're going to do, the two of you?
Yeah. So guys, we talked with Marina and Eric, and I'm really excited about this. But GoPro is going to host, and I want all the leaders to hear this too. They're going to host their first annual Speak Off competition. First annual Speak Off competition that literally Pat and I are going to facilitate, Eric. And so any VIP or any platinum level ticket holder is going to participate in this Speak Off. Now, what does that mean? That means that Pat and I are going to do a workshop the first week of December, Eric. And in that workshop, we're going to train all of the VIPs and all of the platinum ticket holders on how to tell their 3 to 5 minute version of their story. So they're going to get a pre-workshop. And these are workshops that Pat and I have charged $5,000 for in the past. They're going to get this pre-workshop. And then they're going to have 1 week, Eric, to submit their story, kind of their 3-act story of why network marketing is so big for them. And then all of them within a week will submit their stories where Pat, myself, Eric, Marina, and all of the GoPro team, like the GoPro team, will pick the top 25 most inspirational stories. And then from there, we'll decide on the top 10. And the top 10 will be speaking on day 2 of GoPro's event, sharing their inspirational story. And the tens of thousands of attendees will be the ones who benefit the most, because these are going to be 10 stories of why network marketing matters in those 10 people's lives. So yes, everybody gets to submit their story, but the top 10, Eric, which is good chances if you feel secure in that, top 10 will share their stories from the stage. And that night, Eric, you and Marina, Pat, myself, the team will pick who's number 1. Ooh, Andrea said I will be in the top 10. Who's number 2 and who's number 3. Those will get prizes. Eric, we haven't determined the prizes, but how generous you've been with the prizes, I'm sure they'll be out of this world. And so now the VIP and platinum qualify for the GoPro Speak Off. They qualify for the GoPro Speak Off. And so you can see it on your screen right there. We're so excited about it. The first annual GoPro Speak Off. If you haven't gotten a ticket, you can go straight to the virtualgopro.com and get your VIP or platinum ticket. If you have a ticket, you can upgrade it. Marina and Eric have made it very easy. Just push the upgrade button, and you can upgrade your ticket. Eric, the second thing, and I think you're back there, but the second thing, why do you want to be in person? Why would you want to be the platinum? There's a couple of reasons. Pat is going to host a mastermind on night 1 of GoPro for all of the platinum level only people. Pat and I will be hosting a mastermind I'm going to ask some of my speaker friends to come out to this with us. After the first day is done, we will be hosting a mastermind at GoPro on site just for platinum. So VIP, that is not something obviously VIP gets. This is a platinum only bonus. So Eric, that's what we're going to do, man. We're going to host a mastermind on site for the platinums. Here's the other perk for the platinums. Any of them that advance to the top 10, they won't be speaking virtually on the stage. They will physically be speaking on the stage to compete for the top 3 prizes. So that's a cool thing that the platinum gets. They don't just get the speak off, they get the mastermind. But if they do qualify to the finals, Eric, they actually get to physically speak on that stage in front of tens of thousands of people. And so, Eric, we're limited. You know this. We're limited with how many platinum spots we are and how many VIP spots we are. Now that we've added this bonus, there is literally a limitation to how many people we can do. And don't worry, you're going to get a training, a pre-workshop training on how to tell your story before you ever have to submit your story in that first round. Eric, I'm stoked. I know that was one of the things that Marina got stoked about a couple of nights ago. And Eric, they can go to the website, and if they haven't gotten their ticket, pick one of these levels. But if they have already gotten their ticket, they can upgrade really easy, Eric. So
thank you so much. I am super pumped about this, the speak off, about the mastermind, about the training, about the story link, all of that stuff. Let me just quickly recap before we take a quick break, okay? And
Astri smo se prijavile za sutra.
Anybody get inspired by his big thinking? We've got Grant and others coming right after the break, so make sure that you tell your friends to stay tuned. So look, real quickly, here's the 3 tickets, just so you know, for GoPro. General admission, $297. You get the digital workbook, digital downloads, etc. VIP, you get 3 days, all that stuff. VIP room, VIP registration kit. I'll show you the registration kit a little bit later. Guaranteed space on the interactive screen. And then you get the platinum party, etc. Backstage pass, be in person for the platinum. Go to the next, please. With the bonuses they just added, bonuses, you got Pat Quinn's story link. So you get an extra $1,200 in bonuses for this, just for a $297 ticket. So now it's $3,800 for a $297 ticket. It's getting pretty ridiculous, right? For VIPs, go to the next. You get the GoPro speak off, that whole process, the training, everything else with it. That's what you get for VIP, and that's a $1,000 upgrade. And then next is platinum. You get the platinum only mastermind, plus the speak off, plus the story link, et cetera, et cetera. You get all of these different things, okay? So go virtualgopro.com. You can either get your ticket there or you can upgrade to your ticket. We're doing a drawing during this break. And when we come back, I'm going to tell you, we're going to pick 7 winners. I'm going to tell you who the winners are. Make sure you stay tuned. We'll be back in 5 minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll see you 5 minutes.
I've been running from 9 to 5, been biting my tongue for all this time. Won't let anyone cut me short. I was thinking this was the way to go, and you put up your puppet show. I say cheers to life. No, I'll be no good man. Just leave me alone. I'm running the show. I'm telling you, it's my time to rise up. Live the life I'm proud of. No, you better go. I'm telling you, it's my time to rise up. Live the life I'm proud of. So I woke up, sun in my eyes, forgot all about what I did last night. What I do, remember that it was real, real nice. Talks about me are never good. I don't live life the way that I should. Oh well, I'm in for some.
Jel vi dalje čujete zvuk muzike? Evo, odlično, odlično, super. Pošto sam smanjio zvuk za snimak ovamo na YouTube-u, YouTube će da nas ukine ako osjeti muziku, znaš. A druga stvar, za one koji nas gledaju na YouTube, šta je zelena? Ne kontam. Čekaj samo da smanjim ovo malo. Ja i dalje čujem ono što vi čujete, a smanjio sam na svom računaru ovom prvom. Ali nisam smanjio zvuk na računaru, nego samo na snimku. Jer se sad čuje manje. Ne čuje, jel? Jer se manje, slabije čuje. Dobro. Sad reci, šta sam nešto govorila o zelenom? A to je reklama neka, reklama neka. Reklama neka. Ja ne znam sad, aha, vidi se sad ova moja slika, jel da? Sad vidim gdje sam ja. Aha, ovo se vidi slika ova sa drugog računara. Sad mogu da uključim i ovu sliku, evo mene sa prevodlačkog računara. Jel se vidi Banja Luka? Da ti kažem, dole je Nikšićko zakon. Mislim, Nikšićko je isto tako dobro. Neka Jelena tamo gde je, ali Nikšićko je tu zakon, nema ga boljeg u okolini. Što? Pa znaš kako, ima više ljudi u Brčkom koji vole banjalučko pivo. Neću verovati. Tako da ja uvijek imam banjalučko kod kuće i imam pan. Pan je za one što najviše piju. Ne grešiš, ovo je nektar, jebi ga. Razumiješ, samo novi brend. Ovo je nektar. Ovo je nektar. Samo što imaju novi brend, vidiš. Ovo je njihovo svjetlo pivo. Ja inače najviše volim njihovog crnog Đorđa. To je crno pivo njihovo, ali vrlo ga malo proizvode. Evo, vraćamo se sad za upravo počinje, pa da pojačam zvuk.
Continues around the world. If you haven't told everybody in your life to be a part of this, you're crazy. Grant Cardone is coming up. Sylvester Stallone is coming up. Pitbull, John Maxwell's coming up. Another $1 million a year earner, $1 million a month earner is coming up. So many amazing things. I told you I was going to do a drawing during the break for people who got tickets of any level. Here's the first break winners. Monica Fontenot, congratulations. Danielle Mason, Michael Bockart, Bockaert, Ruby Schrader, Robert Murphy, Mark Lewis, and Penny Monsheimer. Congratulations to all of you for winning one of the prizes. We're going to pick them at random and we're going to give them away at random. So we'll let you know later today what your prizes are. Also, people are saying, when am I going to get all these bonuses? I bought my ticket. When am I going to get the bonuses? Most of the bonuses you're going to get in December. You got to give us a little time, because literally everybody just in the last few days said, here, add this, add this, add this, add this. And we got to organize it and figure it all out. We will get it to you. You got your Thanksgiving coming up anyway. We will get it to you in December. So if you don't have them all, relax. You will get them. We will get them all to you. Now, I want to introduce you to a badass woman who has not only helped to change my life, but she's helped to change everybody else's life that she comes into contact with. Her motto is wake up, kick ass, and repeat. None other than the CEO of Network Marketing Pro. Please welcome to the challenge, my wife, Marina Worry. Come on up, babe.
Hey guys, I am so excited. Are you overwhelmed? Are you kind of like feeling like you're drinking from the fire hose with all this amazing knowledge, all this amazing information? Keep writing. I know your hands are tired. I know your mind is blurry, but keep writing, because there is so much more coming up. And I wanted to talk to you how to become a badass, how to become unstoppable. Because here's the thing, you know, we have such a high expectations of what other people should do for us, what government should do for us, what the employer or your boss should do for you, what everybody else, the downline, the upline, what everybody else needs to do for you. But we underestimate so big what you and I can do for ourselves. I know we're living in this crazy world. This pandemic turned the whole world upside down. Millions of people are having health issues, millions of people having financial issues. But guess what? In my opinion, on top of that, there is the biggest thing that is destroying millions and millions of lives. And this is the mindset, the stress, the fear that we all live in. Because, you know, the media did the huge disservice to all of us, because they keep pounding on all of us with the message that the sky is falling, that you have no choice to survive. You have no choice to live a better life. And that's not true. You and I have all the abilities. We have everything in our power to make our lives better. Because here's the thing, when change like this happens, when a pandemic like that once in a while, once in a century comes around, what is the first thing that everybody do? People get paralyzed with fear. And that fear becomes so overwhelming. That fear becomes so overtaking every part of your life. And what people do, we freeze. We forget how to move. We forget how to live. We forget how to breathe. We cannot do anything. So the coping mechanism for millions and millions of people around the world right now, what do you think it is? Cross their fingers and hope for the best. Hope that somebody comes and solves this problem. And yes, our amazing medical workers are working on the front lines, and big gratitude goes to all of them for saving our lives, for taking care of us when we get into the hospital, and all amazing scientists working day in and day out to create the vaccine so we can all get back to normal lives. But guess what? You and I have responsibility. You and I have a lot of things that we can do. We should not be sitting and hoping for the best and putting our hands in the sand and waiting for somebody to come and rescue us. You and I can absolutely do this. Because guess what? Even though this pandemic has been a huge tragedy for people around the world, the network marketing is booming. 90% of the entire network marketing profession is growing up. Yes, there are a couple companies that are going down, but majority are going up. And you know why? Because of this change, because what is happening in the world. One of the reasons why people were not joining network marketing prior was because, you know, they thought that, hi, I have a job. You know, I have a security. I have a paycheck to paycheck. I know the next paycheck is coming next month. It's coming the month after that. But guess what? Right now, it's not coming. Millions of people are fired. Millions of people are furloughed. And the worst part, some of those jobs are not coming back. There are tons of companies who filed bankruptcy. They are not coming back. Those jobs are not coming back. What do the millions of people have to do right now? They're looking for different options. They're looking for different opportunities. And guess what? Network marketing becomes an opportunity that everybody all of a sudden is like, tell me one more time about that thing, whatever you're doing that. Tell me a little bit more about that project, whatever the homestay mom can do. Tell me again, whatever the product that you're selling. People are interested. People are now open-minded. They understand that the job security that they had is not the security. The reason why they did not make that change before, it did not join you in this profession, because the biggest fear, there are tons of fears around the world, right, that we all face. Sharks, snakes, flying, all kinds of stuff. You know, one of the biggest fears is the public speaking. But in my opinion, the biggest fear that we all have and face in our lives is the fear of change. It's the fear of change, fear of unknown. People didn't know what to expect when they joined network marketing. People didn't know how their life gonna change. Not having that paycheck that is guaranteed to come into their mailbox next month or next week is scary. That's why they are worried about stepping into the true potential and making that shift. But all of us becoming professionals, all of us teaching the people in the proper way how to share the products, how to share their opportunity, not overstate it, not create some myth that like you're going to get rich overnight, but actually teaching them how to approach people in a professional way, how to not to sound salesy, how to build the trust in the relationship and rescue millions and millions of lives. That's what we do on a daily basis. And when you approach people with this message, when instead of telling them, hey, let me show you how cool I am, let me show you my mansion, my car, my fancy whatever, you go to them and say, hey, I have the opportunity for you, and I can teach you how to make $200, $300, $500. I can show you how you can put the food on the table. I can show you how you can pay that next mortgage bill. I can show you how you can dig yourself out of that hole. Let's lock arms together. Let's do it. Let me teach you. Let me show you what this amazing profession is all about. I'm sure you heard every single speaker, because the common theme by everybody saying is be fearless, be courageous. But here's the thing. You know what courage means? Courage doesn't mean that you don't have fear. Courage means that you're afraid, but you're doing it anyway. You're facing your fears. You're going through the challenges. You're going through the obstacles. Every single successful person that you've seen on this challenge and every successful person you met in your life, we faced our share of challenges, and we still do every single day. We fall on our face flat, but you know what's most important? We get up. We get up and we keep moving. There is one amazing Japanese proverb I heard when I was a little girl, and it says, there is no shame to fail. There is a shame to not stand up. You know, everybody's so afraid of failing. Everybody's so paralyzed, like, oh my gosh, what if I fail? What if my prospect's gonna laugh at me? What they gonna say? Boo. Guess what? Nothing. You're gonna find another person and you're gonna talk to another person. There are 7 billion people on this planet desperately looking for the opportunity, and you have it. You can show them the way. You know, all of us were born totally fearless, unstoppable, badass, fearless. How many of you have kids? Type in the comments below if you have kids. Are they something special and fun and exciting? And if you don't have kids, remember the time when you were a little boy, when you were a little girl. And remember when that child takes the first step, right? And what happens? Do they run immediately? Of course not. They fall and they start crying. And mom and daddy start running to them and helping that little boy or that little girl to help them to get up and take another step. And what that child does, he or she gets up and takes another step. And he or she probably going to fail another dozen times, but every single time they would get up and they would get moving. So imagine now for a second, what would happen if that little baby, sat on their butt and thought, I was like, you know what? I'm not going to get up. It's just too scary. It's just too painful. It's just too challenging. I'm just going to sit here for the rest of my life because it's a little bit more convenient and more comfortable. Would that be a tragedy for those parents and for that child? But guess what? Babies don't know fears. Kids don't understand that. They're fearless. They're going out, they're taking actions, and they're moving. So I want to encourage all of you, once in a while, when you're faced with a big challenge, with a big obstacle in your life, remember that baby story. Go into your inner baby. Find that courageous, powerful, strong guy or girl and help them to push you through and help them to get you out of that comfort zone. I consider myself lucky. When I was a little girl, my mom always told me, you are so powerful. You are so smart. You can achieve everything you want in life. And guess what? I was so little and naive that I believed that. I bought that story, right? And good for me that I bought that story because, imagine I always had a picture in my head that I'm a main hero of the movie, right? I'm a main character that goes through the journey. Every character has their ups and downs and challenges, and they fall on their face and they have their bruises. But eventually through that journey, they learn the lessons, they figure it out, and they become a hero. I'm coming from Ukraine, and Ukraine, we call it a happy ending. I know in the United States, it's a completely different meaning, so we're not going to go in there, right? But I want you to imagine you being that hero at the end of the movie, you creating that story. What is the movie you're writing? What is that story? When all of that is said and done, what are you going to tell to your kids? Like Tran said, he's expecting to live to 100 years. I hope so. I'm going to live, Eric and I going to live to 100. So what are you going to tell those grandkids when you're sitting by the fireside and telling them your life story? Are you going to tell them, I really wanted to do this. I really wanted to go after that. But I had my doubts. I had my fears. And somebody said, I'm not worthy enough, or I cannot achieve those big dreams. And who do you think you are? You're just a girl. And I bought that story and I didn't do anything with that. And here I am regretting my entire life. Or your story gonna be, you know what? I failed so many times. I made so many bruises and I made a fool of myself time after time after time. But guess what? Every single step I took made me closer and took me closer to my goals and my dreams. And because of the sacrifices that I made, now you guys have a better future. Now you have better choices and options in life. See, failure is always an option. Quitting is not. When you quit, that's when you lost. When you quit, that is part when, it's over. You cannot achieve anything. And guess what? I failed in my life miserably, time after time after time. I was an independent woman since I was 16 years old. I joined my first network marketing company when I was 21, and I opened my own business when I was 18. But at some point, I bought the story that I need to stay home, and just raise kids and don't necessarily work. And as you can probably imagine, it's not necessarily my character. It's not necessarily what I want to do with my life. And there is nothing wrong with being a home-stay mom. It's absolutely very hard and amazing job. But while I was staying home raising my kids, my ex-husband at the time lost all of my assets, mismanaged every part of my business. So here I am. I found myself at the moment in my life when I lost all of my finances, I became a single mom. But you know what was worse than that? I lost myself. I lost that badass woman that I was at some point. I lost my courage. I lost my strength. And most importantly, I lost respect for myself. You know that time when you're looking yourself in the mirror and looking at that reflection and talking and saying, do you think you are badass? Who do you think you are? You are broken. You are miserable. You are nothing and nobody. And I found myself in that point of my life. And one of the reasons why is because my relationship was not physically abusive, but it was very verbally abusive. And my heart goes to every single person who ever experienced physical abuse. This is a horrible thing. But, you know, for me personally, I feel like I can take a punch. You know, I can take the bruise is going to heal. I can take the punch. But when you rip my heart out, when you break my soul, how do I survive that? How do I get up from that? You know, it took me years to find my voice back. It took me years to find my strength and my courage back. And that was the time when I met Eric. And through personal development, through all different amazing friends and people who were pouring personal development into me and their association with them, I found my voice back. I found my strength back. And looking back, I actually realized that there are 3 F's. And if you're taking notes, please write it down. The 3 F's that helped me change my life, that helped me find my voice and my strengths back are failure, friends, and forgiveness. And I'm going to be teaching on it on the virtual GoPro. I don't have, unfortunately, enough time to go into details, but write it down. Failure, friends, and forgiveness. So here's the thing. In every conversation, somebody's selling. What are the stories that you buy? Are you buying your prospects telling you, I don't have the time to join your business. I don't have the money, or I need to think about it. I need to ask my spouse, whatever the story is. And most importantly, are you buying those same stories from you? Because here's the thing. The biggest conversation that happens in your life is the conversation that you have with yourself. The stories that you're selling to your own self are the most important stories. Are you selling to yourself that you cannot afford to live in this beautiful house, that you cannot afford to put your kids through college, that you cannot afford to put the food on your table, that you cannot afford to buy a virtual GoPro ticket for just $297? Is that the story that you're telling yourself? Or what would it be if you would say a different kind of story to yourself and to the people around you? How can I find the way? How can I figure it out? And what would it do for my life, for my business, for my future? Here's the thing. You know, in order to be successful, you need to get uncomfortable at some point. You need to fail. You need to make mistakes. You need to learn from them. That's the journey. That's the part of it. You need to surround yourself, because I bet you all of you took tons and tons of notes during this 7-day challenge. And guess what? The virtual GoPro is almost twice longer. How much more valuable information you're gonna get from people training at that event that will make you money? This is the biggest difference. You know, yes, there are different kinds of seminars when you go and people give you like basic knowledge about life and about this and about that. We are not, I hope through this challenge, you notice that we are not teaching you basic knowledge about network marketing that you can put in your notebook, throw it on the shelf and forget about it. We're giving you the actual tips, the actual game plan, the actual strategies, how to make more money, how to take your business to the next level, how to take your life to completely new heights. So can you afford not to buy the ticket? In my opinion, absolutely not. Because what's it worth? Just $297? And what you're going to lose if you don't join me and Eric and all these amazing, powerful speakers who will be sharing their best practices at the Virtual GoPro, you're going to lose millions. You're going to stay in that environment that you are not happy with. And if you don't have the 297 right now, you're not going to have it a month from now or a year from now. Here's the challenge that Eric and I have. You know, we spend a lot of money for our profession because we want to do everything high level, high class. We're investing money into events. We're investing money into the studio. And we actually sometimes spend more money than we have. But what we figure out how to do, we learn how to out-earn our expenses. And that's what I want to teach you. Out-earn your expenses, because you are the biggest asset you will ever have. You are the business. So if you don't invest in you, if you don't invest into this business, who will? Who will? Who will come and rescue? Nobody. You know the biggest challenge we'll all have? We start asking wrong questions and in the wrong order. People always ask, but how? But how? I can almost feel it. You saying, it's like, oh, but you don't understand. You don't understand the challenges that I have. You don't understand the obstacles that I have. I do. I was in a position when I did not have enough money to put the food on the table. I was in a position when I did not know how I'm going to feed my kids tomorrow. I've been there. I know it. And Eric and I, we figure out the way how to not be there. And most importantly, how to teach millions of people to change their lives. And that's what we want to teach you. So stop asking questions how. Start asking questions why. Why? Why did you join network marketing? Why this is important? Why you want to change your life? Why? Is it to retire your parents, retire your spouse, giving a better future for your kids, for yourself? Why? Why are you doing all of this? Why did you sit through 7 days of challenge every single day, taking notes like a maniac? Why? Because here's the thing. Once you answer the question why, the how you will figure out. You will figure out the right people, the right resources, the right tools will come into you. They will come like a train, and you will be overwhelmed with all this love outpour of knowledge and wisdom to help you figure out. Do you think Eric and I knew exactly how we're going to build the studio? Did you think that we have like 20 million sitting in the bank that we just wrote a check and say, hey, here's our studio? No, we decided we're going to out-earn our expenses. We decided that the why we're doing this is so much more important. It's so much bigger, because I hope you can see my passion and Eric's passion to this profession. We want to equip you with the tools necessary, with the information, knowledge, and everything you possibly need to be a network marketing pro, to be a professional in this world. You know what frustrates me the most is the profession that I deeply love and care about that does not have the rightful respect in the world. Then people turn their nose and it's like, what? You're involved in what? You're doing what crazy thing? And you know what I want to do? Eric and I, we want to change that. We want to change what people think about our profession and how they, in a very respectful way, recognize every single person, their work, their asses off to become a top leader, to become a professional. Because here's the thing. I truly believe that network marketing is a gift. Network marketing gives the average people the opportunity to solve their problems, to figure out the way to live a better life, to create the financial freedom for themselves and the freedom of choices, freedom of options. But guess what? All of that comes with price. Like Maria Forleo said, everything is figure-outable. Everything is figure-outable as long as you know why, as long as you understand why this is important, why the GoPro Virtual gonna change your life, why becoming a social media ninja gonna help you to build a huge organization, why becoming a better leader gonna help you to lead your organization to the new heights. Because here's the thing. When we do it in a professional way, when we teach our people and everybody around you how to approach people in a rightful, professional, skillful way, the whole world will open up for you. The world is waiting. Millions of people going to bed at night praying for a solution. And you might just have one. And I love you guys very much. And I want to close with, the world is not served by you playing small. It's just not. You were not brought onto this earth to live a miserable average life. You were brought onto this earth to be a kick-ass, badass, powerful leader, man or woman who can change millions of lives, because you absolutely can change millions of lives. And I want you to be a hero of your movie. And when the day comes, you're going to tell a beautiful story for your next generation. I'm looking forward to see you all at the virtual GoPro. I love you guys, and I cannot wait to see all of you. Big virtual hug to all of you.
Well done, well done, well done. Can you see I married up? I did pretty good, huh? She's my secret weapon. People don't understand. Listen, that was amazing. All the stuff we talked about is amazing so far. I've got to tell you, the next two presenters, one is $1 million a month earner, and the second is Mr. Grant Cardone. So if any of your friends have logged off and taken a break or doing something else, call them up, send a group message, let them know, get your butt back on here, because you're about to learn some major, major insights to be able to grow your business. So our next presenter is a gentleman that I've got to know. He's a good friend, powerhouse, passionate about personal development, build a massive team, making a huge amount of money in network marketing, recruited an army and grown it into a worldwide phenomenon. Mr. Ivan Tapia. Ivan, go ahead, take it from here.
Thank you, Eric. That's amazing. Thank you for the amazing opportunity to be here sharing with opportunity, listen and learning from all the powerhouse in network marketing, because I keep learning. I'm hungry as never before like this. So listen to Stormy, listen to Jesse Lee, listen to everybody, Jordan Adler. I mean, it's amazing. Then listen to Pat, listen to Pete Vargas, and then about to listen to Grant Cardone, and of course yourself. I'm just happy and grateful. And to talk about recruiting. It's a lot of you guys don't know my background, but civil engineering from Tijuana, Mexico originally, and since the day I was born, I was actually just Sunday I was with my mom and my dad. You know, my dad's 82, my mom is 70 years of age, and I used to always tell my wife, you know, my mom used to always tell me I was very shy. I was a very shy little boy, and my wife was like, you used to be shy. I don't remember that. And then some people in network marketing used to be shy. I don't believe that. But I always used to be programmed by my mom. I love my mom to death, right? But she always used to be the mom that, like, why is your son not speaking? Oh, because he's very shy. So I programmed myself that I was very shy and I was not good at speaking. I was not good at talking to people. So when I got introduced to network marketing back in 2009, my biggest paradigm was, how am I going to be speaking to people? I'm not good at this. So what happened is I made a decision. I made a decision to follow mentors and exactly what they said. How I did that? Very simple. I remember still listening to an audio cassette from Tim Sales back in the day. And he used to say how to walk and just talk to people on the street. And the one thing that I cut myself, that once I heard a phrase and I said, you basically just, you prefer to be fire and ignorant, you know, fire and ignorant than knowledge or nice. And so one thing right there, I was just walking to the street and talking to people. Hey, how are you? And then they say, great. And I was like, this really works. People on the street really talk back. So now I had to go back and listen to the cassette, or right to the audio. What was he saying after the, hey, how are you? So I was basically listening and applying right there. And I want you guys to understand, when did Ivan Tapia actually started being good at recruiting? Because when I signed up into network marketing, I signed up maybe around 40 personals in my first maybe 4 months, but they were all family and friends. And I was not good at duplicating. So I basically burned all my 30 first personals. So it was not a great start, but at least I said, okay, I'm good at closing, but I'm not good at talking to strangers. So I needed to develop that. I'm gonna share with you guys the story, and that's why I love that I came into network marketing in 2009, which for me is like the latest stage of old school network marketing. Now with the new stage of network network marketing, which is social media, which is much easier, much faster, much next level. And what happened to me, I was still using in Tijuana, Mexico, those brochures, those flyers on the street. I was the kid dressing nice on the street, walking around. Oh, that guy looks good. I'm going to approach that guy. But how did I get to that level? Well, what happened is I was walking, and with the flyers, I was investing. I just had fired from my boss in 2008 December. So this was around the first quarter of 2009. I'm walking with flyers, making an investment in brochures and all that, my presentation cards, and walking around with my backpack and my products in the backpack all fired up. And I went to my high school, all high school. So when the students were coming out, I went there, giving brochures to the parents. But I was afraid, and this is the breakthrough for me. I was so afraid of meeting an old friend or a parent that knew me. And what happened is, I remember giving a brochure to the cars. They were picking up their kids. And then when I give a brochure, a lady says, Ivan. And I'm like, ah, shit. She knows me. And then she's like, yeah, Ivan Tapia, how are you? And I'm like, I'm doing good. How are you? And then she's like, you giving brochures? I heard you graduated as a civil engineer. I'm like, yeah, I did. What are you doing? Giving brochures. You're okay? And I'm like, yeah, it's my business. I just started off. I have an office here. And the guy that normally gives brochures for me didn't come to work, so I'm giving up the brochures. That's what I said. I was so freaking afraid of me saying, I'm giving out the brochures. And the lady's like, oh, okay. I get it. Don't worry. It happens. And I'm like, yeah. I'm like, oh my God. But after that happened, I can tell you guys, in my head, I was like, damn, I didn't die. This lady didn't laugh at me. This lady didn't do nothing bad to me. I feel great. So what happened now after that one? Now I'm walking, posture, attitude, I'm giving brochures like crazy. And whenever somebody asks me, Ivan Tapia, you're an engineer? I'm like, yep, but this is much better than being an engineer. And you know why? I was like, why? Because being an engineer, I got fired. But by being an entrepreneur, nobody can fire me. And I know I'm here, but I'm going to get to this level. So I'm not telling you, 20, I had it in 2009. I didn't have these nice shirts. I didn't have all of that stuff. But you know what I had? I had a big belief. And you know what I had also? I had a lot of hunger, a lot of debt. And the one thing I can assure you guys that all you guys need to know, to have, and everybody has been talking about, and I know Marina just touched on it, it's a big why. What happened to me is when I got fired and I lost my home and I got back living with my parents, I made a decision that I said I knew engineering was not going to be the path of the life that I wanted to become. And what I love about network marketing, about the personal development about network marketing, is that there's no limit. There is no limit. All the technical skills you can learn. You can learn how to talk. You can learn how to present. You can learn how to close. You can learn how to tell your story. You can learn how to prospect, to call people. You can learn how to do social media. And the one thing you just need to do is be adaptable. I remember when I was using Facebook back in 2010, I started my Facebook account. So 1 year after I started network marketing, I started my Facebook account, and people were laughing. Oh, you got like 1 like, 2 likes. And I remember I was working to like 100 likes, 200 likes by being consistent, giving value every day, talking to people every day. And then they put on Instagram, guy, right? And then after a year, I'm like, oh, damn, look at Instagram growing. So guess what I'm started doing? I do Facebook and Instagram. YouTube happens, YouTube videos. TikTok happens, TikTok videos. I'm adaptable. I understand that I need to be on the trend. And what happens now with the new school is basically the same thing. You need to have mentors. You need to be in contact with the top leaders in your company and need to be understanding exactly why they use the words that they use. How do they prospect? What are their numbers daily? I remember one of the big meetings. This is back in 2011. I went to a big event. I paid $20 to go to that event. Those $20 plus my gas. No, sorry, $20 for me. So it was $100 because I paid for my organization. I love how Armand says, if you go and pay for yourself, you're only building for your upline. But if you grab and you pay for your organization, or your organization grows, you're also making sure that you're going to grow your own organization. I love that. So what happened, I remember I took 5 people to that event, and right there, the numbers. I remember the top leader of that company, he said, you need to be prospecting 10 people a day. He said 10 people a day and do 3 presentations daily. I said, fine. But what happened, I was like, oh, would that just happen? I was like, I'm not making those 3 presentations per day because I wasn't making. I was prospecting every day. A nice power phrase. If I would you? I was doing everything. But I was not getting the presentations. But I knew the consistency pays. Discipline beats intelligence. I'm not the most intelligent guy, but I just follow up knowledge. I just follow up leaders with results. So if he's saying that I'm gonna go with fire, I'm gonna go to emotion, because when I go back home, I'm looking where I'm living with my parents, making no money, and have a wife and a kid, I need to step up my game. I need to go on the street. So I remember or be on social media every day talking to people. So this is what I used to do. I used to go on coffee shops in San Diego, California, to Panera Bread. I used to go to McDonald's, Cafe. I used to go in Mexico to Talks, which is like a dentist, but basically in Latin America and Mexico. And I used to be there talking to people. Since I walked into all of those places, I used to be dressed in my best shirt. And hey, how are you? Smiling. Good afternoon. Everybody was like, who's this guy? Why is this guy smiling? And I used to always sit down with my Toshiba. I used to remember my computer, and I used to log in and be prospecting on social media. And coffee shops are the network marketing international offices. So every time I went there, I was just going there, smiling, creating relationships, and everybody knew me as a network marketing kid. So what happened is consistency pays because they always saw me there. And so the numbers, 10 per day. I remember I never got back home until I minimum prospected 10 per day. The most important activity of my business at the beginning was prospecting. Organizations do what leaders do. So I was the main guy prospecting every day. This is what I put in myself in my mind back in the day. I said, whenever they see me on a presentation or whenever they see me on the street, they're going to know I am in network marketing. Whenever they see me, I'm going to be the person who has been talking about network marketing the most in my city. Because if that's true, if that happens, eventually I'm going to become a top earner of that city. And you know what happens? Personal development always helps. Phrases always helps. How you talk to yourself and then Eric's wife, of course, is like the reason or his secret weapon. Well, my wife is like the X Factor also. My wife used to always tell me, because of you, Ivan, Tijuana's gonna be big. She always every day when I got back home 11 o'clock at night, she would say, because of you, Tijuana, Mexico is gonna be big. And you remember for the first 2 weeks or 3 weeks, I was like, okay, honey, sure, right? I used to be like, thank you. But in my mind, I was like, yeah, hopefully. But you know what? She never stopped. She kept saying it. She kept saying it. And I remember we were making basically whatever we were making as an engineer per year, we were now making it per month thanks to network marketing. That's when I tell you guys there's no lip. And she used to me in an event and she's like, I told you. And I'm like, you did. This really happened. But I wanted you guys to know something also. 2013, I went to my first GoPro event. Okay, 2013, that was my first GoPro event. And since that first GoPro event, today, our income has actually 20x, not 10x, 20x. Okay, so I want you guys to understand this. Personal development works, but applying it every day works even better. But make sure whenever you learn something on this 7-day GoPro recruiting challenge, you apply it the next day. One of the biggest things that I've done in my learn, I apply immediately. Just to give you guys an example, I used to not know anything about social media. Today, not only am I only basically prospecting online, I'm talking to people online, because the most important thing is you're not prospecting. You're creating relationships with people. This is a business relationship. It's a people relationship business. Okay, so I always focus on creating relationships, but I have different channels. I have different funnels. I have different ways of doing marketing today. I have my own personal way of doing it, which is basically talking to people and creating relationships. I have also a way of having basically ads on social media, but I have a new way, for example, when I'm putting some ads and it's automatically everything creating conversations. So today, I have different funnels. Back in the day when it was old school network marketing, I used to create flyers, put on brochures. I used to put newspaper ads, restaurants and places. I used to do it all the time. I used to also remember that I used to go to the restaurants and barbershops and grab the business cards, because some of you guys remember the network marketers love to leave out their business cards and flyers, and I used to always grab them and me calling them, hey, how are you? Hey, I was going to this barbershop. Hey, I saw your presentation card here. Hey, yeah, how are you? Yeah, over here in Chula Vista, California. I remember his name was Armando, one of them. And I was like, hey, man, I want to meet you. And it's like, yeah, you want to meet me? I want to talk. I just want to talk. If you'll be open, maybe we can talk. Maybe I'll be interested. I just want to create a relationship. I used to always cut my hair at different barbershops. I want you guys to understand that. I used to always cut my hair at different barbershops. I used to always go to different Panera Breads or different cafes. I used to go. I used to be Monday to this one, Tuesday to this one, Wednesday to this one, Thursday to this one, Friday to this one, Saturday to this one, Sunday to this one, every day. Some people are, you work 7 days? Of course. Business people make money 7 days a week. I'm sorry. So I'm going to work 7 days a week. Okay? So very simple math for me, very simple numbers for me. So in social media, guess what? Hold on. Facebook has prospects. Instagram has prospects. TikTok has prospects. And I love how Pat was saying about your story needs to be authentic and also relatable to different people. Well, I make my story relatable because why? I was broke. I had no money. You know, I was a shy guy. I'm married. I got 2 lovely daughters. I got parents. You know, everybody has pain. I used to have pain. So why do I keep working? Why do we keep prospecting? Because you always need to remember the pain that you used to have. Because people still have that pain. It's people still looking for opportunities. People are still looking for money. It's still people looking for a better and feeling better about life, feeling more happy, feeling better relationships. And if you become that person, or hold up, if you're looking and progressing into looking into that person that you want to become 10 years from now, people are going to get inspired by you. And you need to be talking about every day. You need to be talking and sharing that in all the different social medias about it, because people are going to relate to that. That is my biggest thing for all of you guys. I used to do it in newspapers, radios, going to people, talk to strangers. Well, guess what? I am doing exactly the same thing. I'm just not using newspaper ads. I'm using Facebook and Instagram ads. I'm just not doing what it used to be radio ads. I'm just going and doing videos in YouTube, which they get basically seen thousands and thousands and thousands of times, which I only record one time. And guess what? Instead of me personally giving flyers out there, I got a prospecting bot that does the work for me also. And guess what? At the same time, the same way I used to sit down at Panetta Breads, and I used to sit down at my cafes, or I used to sit down at Starbucks and come in, hey, how are you? And smile. Well, guess what? I still send some messages to some people, to some new people into network marketing, and to anybody, just basically because you need to attract and develop new people. That is the key. That is the key. If you attract and develop new people who have never had an opportunity to be entrepreneurs, who have never had the opportunity to be business leaders, because I said, if I meet an Ivan Tapia, if I meet a Jesse Lee, if I meet an Armand, if I meet a Stormy Wellington, oh my God, can you just imagine how your business is going to grow? It's going to be huge, huge. So that's my biggest thing for all you guys. Just 3 tips for you guys. Believe, because that's one of the biggest things. Believe that whenever you see one of the top leaders for speaking here, that is you. It is 100%. Your future is our present. That's simple. Your future is our present. Number 1. Number 2, remember in prospecting, fortune is in the follow-up. Don't worry about prospecting. They say no. Who cares? I don't freaking care if anybody. They still say to me, Ivan Tapia, come on now. He drives up this car. Jesse Liacci has a Ferrari. Of course she's going to prospect. They don't see my Bentley when I'm on social media. You know, my company doesn't even let me post my Bentley on social media, just to give you guys an idea. So it's not about that. But you need to understand, fortune's in the follow-up. And if they don't sign up the first time, you'll sign them up with your fortune. And the last one, make sure that you develop a character, develop an attitude that you know you have the best opportunity in the world. Because I believe that network marketing is the best industry in the world, hands down. Low money to come in and create a business, so much residual income, so much opportunity to help the new person go to the next level. Because if it happened to us, it can happen to all of you guys. Never quit. Always learn, because there's always learns to adapt, always new ways to learn, and make sure you're always connected here, because GoPro is amazing. And thank you very much, Eric, for the amazing opportunity. Love this platform, and make sure we'll see you guys at the GoPro virtual event. And I'm excited to be listening to Grant Cardone in a minute. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am here with Mr. Show me it, Grant. I want to see it. Mr. 10X himself.
You got some long fingers there. You got some long fingers there, Eric.
Well, you know what that means.
That's what I heard.
Mr. 10X, Mr. Sell or Be Sold, Be Obsessed or Be Average, all of the titles of his books and the books themselves, and his philosophy of Marina. Somehow she got the book before I did, and she was reading it. She's like, you got to talk to this guy because you guys are thinking the same when it comes to
smart women get me before the guys do.
Well,
I think
anyway,
the guys, Eric, just to be honest, I mean, I'm serious about this. I think the guys, I told my wife this. I said, you know what? Women are more open and less judgmental than men are. Men are like, I can do that better. I can, like, there's this thing, there's this cover, right, with a man that a woman
could be. Could be. I mean, I've never had that with. I will tell you that you're so good at what you've done. I remember, I mean, like my events were bigger than your events, and my social was bigger than your social.
You inspired me to do events.
And then you just demolish me on social, and then your events go, you know, beyond, and you're like best friends with every celebrity in the world, and you know, you're Mr. Worldwide. You're doing all this stuff. I'm just like, okay, you know, and I'm just incrementally adding a little bit here and there. So you're one of the people who inspire me. You inspire me to think bigger. You're one of the people, I'm glad that you're in my life because you cause me to stop playing as small as I normally would have played. And the people inside of this 7-day recruiting challenge, they want to change their life. And there's several different categories of these people. One is they're just getting started. They're scared to death. You know, so fear is causing them to play small. Sometimes it's just some skills and tactics that's causing them to not take as much action. But what we've been telling them is that all business is conversation. So get in more conversations, get more active, do more presentations, you know, just do more. And you're the king of doing more. So I want to pass it over to you. These people, you understand network marketing, you support. Let them know what you think about network marketing first, and then also tell them how they can have a breakthrough.
You were telling me about the categories of the different people. I'm gonna let you do most of the talking today. So
no. I was just saying some are scared, and fear is shutting them down. Some don't feel equipped. Some feel stuck, you know, stagnant, and they can't figure out a way to break through. And then some are doing okay themselves, but they haven't figured out how to lead their team to do better. So you can hit it then.
I still struggle with today, you know, lying to myself and becoming one of those. So hopefully your audience will take the time, number one, take notes. Like I'm taking notes. Like I am going to learn something probably from myself and Eric, and the combination of this conversation. I might say something, I'm like, oh, wow, that light really went off for me.
You know what's funny? Can I just jump in? I will tell you, I love that you said that. And most people won't understand what you just said, but I do it all the time. I'm like in a presentation, and all of a sudden I'll say something and I'll go, ooh, that's really good. I need to write that down, because thing, you literally just taught yourself something while you're talking. And I thought in presentation, that's when all of a sudden the magic happens.
Dude, imagine a 19-year-old algebra teacher in her first semester of college or high school, or she's 29 or whatever the number is. I don't know. She's teaching class for the first year, and then fast forward, and she's teaching class 20 years later. She should know some things because she taught that she did not know the first year she did. Because I mean, masters are teachers, and they become masters because they taught, not because they were students the entire time. And you know what I mean. So number one, let me just tell you about the fear thing. The fear thing is a lie. Okay, people are like, I'm scared. No, I want you to, every time you guys, they're like, I'm scared, and that's why I'm not doing it. Quit lying to yourself. It's not because you're scared. It is because, and I can prove this while we're here today, it is because the payoff isn't big enough. So I want you to start thinking about every time you say, I'm scared to go call on that person. If they had $1 billion, would you be scared? Like you would, and quit saying you're lazy, because you're not lazy either. Anytime you experience fear or lazy, or the symptoms of laziness, I can't get up in the morning to go do this, because your payoff is not big enough. This is one problem with network marketing, by the way. And by the way, I love network marketing. I think this is probably the most organic and rawest business vehicle ever created on this planet. It is basically the basic of all businesses is, hey, I have something and I want to tell you about it, and I want you to do it too, and then we both do better, and that's how you scale. I mean, network marketing is really just scaling. and Starbucks scaled, Elon scaled, Warren scaled, like Oprah scaled. You have to get more people to be talking about your brand or your business. So number one, the fear thing is, and you guys are the top of the most successful people in your network don't appear fearful. Okay, I'm gonna tell you why they don't appear fearful, because you don't know if they are or they're not. You can't see fear. Okay, they are willing to do it because they're getting rewards. We're doing it. And one of the biggest errors I think network marketing makes, and obviously it has to be this to get people in, is the entry point is so low. Number one. Number two, you are forced because of the FTC, I think it is, to not make big claims and can't show checks. It's such a, man, I need to be shown possibility. I am sick of the middle. I'm sick of just getting by. If you guys think that success is hard, if you're taking notes, write this down. If you think success is hard, okay, how are you going to make failure work? Because failing's impossible. Like if you have figured out, if you have learned in your life how to just get by, okay, feed 2 kids, work your ass off and end up with nothing, pay the bills. If you figured out how to do that, you can figure out how to get rich, because getting rich is a lot easier than just getting by. I've done them both, and I'm telling you, just getting by is more difficult than having everything you want. So number one, the fear thing, I'm just going to tell you guys, you just got to start building the muscle. You don't have biceps, you don't have calves, if you don't do squats, you don't end up with thighs. You just got to work it out. You ladies know what I'm talking about. You don't do the squats, you end up with a flat butt. And Eric knows what I'm talking about too.
Wait. You talking to me? You tell me I have a flat butt. Is that what you're saying?
When's the last time you did legs?
2 weeks ago.
Okay, 2 weeks is too long. So number two, you guys that aren't equipped. If you're not getting results, it's because you have the wrong equipment. Like the plane either can land or it can't land. Like it's not, when you're flying a Gulfstream, that thing can either. It's either equipped to land or it's not. Like, and you need to fly yourself the way you would fly a plane. You need to know how to operate it. It's going to land every time. It's not going to have any failures. A pilot does not make sense of failing the landing of a plane. But most people treat landings or their liftoff, takeoffs as optional. You don't do that if you're flying a plane or a helicopter. It's not fucking optional to fail. So you gotta become equipped to say, look, I'm going to figure the strategy that works. And if it's not working, I'm gonna tweak it, I'm gonna change it, I'm gonna alter it. I'm gonna get next to somebody that knows how to do it better than me. I'm gonna role play it, I'm gonna drill it, I'm gonna train it. I'm gonna keep kicking until I figure out how this kick can defend me and my family. Whatever the training thing you want to do. For you guys that are stuck, this is the most dangerous of the first 3 categories. You're stuck because you're comfortable, you're stuck because of your friends, and you're stuck because of your loved ones. I'm 62 years old. Like I got a principle in my life. I never ask the people that love me for advice on how to run my business. I might want to, and the only reason I want to is because I know they're going to give me a little hug and tell me it's going to be all right. It is wrong to go to your mom, your dad, your brother, your sister, your uncle, or your aunt. Anybody that loves you is going to tell you you're doing just fine. It's okay. You need to get somebody that doesn't love you, but believes in you. And by the way, your mother that loves you, when she tells you she believes in you, it's probably not true. She just loves you. If she believed in you, she'd say, hey, how many meetings did you go to this week? How many meetings did you have? How many? She doesn't say that. She'll make some time for me. what you doing for Thanksgiving? If she really believed in you, she believed in your dream, she'd be like, do not show up for Thanksgiving or Christmas. Quit calling me, quit talking to me, go call on a prospect. Recruit, build your business, grow your business, make me proud. But she doesn't do that, she hugs you. And hugs might be great, but you can't take them to the bank. And then the fourth group is you guys that can't lead. You know, that's probably for a different conversation. That's going to take some time. And again, it's going to tie into that big payoff thing. Yeah. But, you know, I don't talk about leadership much. You know, I was with John Maxwell. And John's like, you know, I never hear you talk about leadership. I said, yeah, I never talk about it. But I do.
Is there a reason? Is there a reason?
Because I'm like, just watch me.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I want to, can I ask you a couple kind of follow-up questions?
Come on, please, man. Eric Ward, EW to the GC.
You did, is it possible to talk about the Undercover Billionaire?
Yeah, sure.
All right. So you did this show, Undercover Billionaire, where you shaved your head and you got a disguise, and they took away all your fame and money, and they gave you a couple dollars, and they dropped you in the city, and you had to go start and build a business, right?
$100, by the way. It was $100.
$100. So here's my question.
This is me under a bridge.
Wow.
Okay.
I can't wait to see it.
Everywhere I went, people were like, are you Eric Worre?
That did not happen. When is it going to air?
January 6th, 2021.
Oh, I can't wait to see it. So
let me just tell you the backstory. You know,
no, wait. I want to get to the question first, and then you give me all the backstory you want. Okay, but here's the question: if the same thing, the same requirement was put on you, they shaved your head, they took away your identity, and all you could do was build a network marketing business without being Grant Cardone. You were just Joe Schmo to grow a network marketing business and build a team. What would you do?
Well, the first thing I would do, how much money do I have?
$1,000.
I take the $1,000, I put it in the bank, and I wouldn't touch it.
Okay.
I would not manage money. I mean, you're going to see me do this on the show, right? So if you guys go back, you'll see me do this. You'll see me. I have no name, no product. Because what you're giving me, bro, is you're giving me a product and a brand sell right out the gate. That's like, fuck, you just took, excuse my language, but you just made the whole thing easier. I went to Pueblo, Colorado, where I've never been, shaved head, can't use my name, no driver's license, like nothing. I got nothing. $100 in an old beat up truck. And I said, okay, what are the rules here? They're like, you don't have anything. You can't say your Grant Cardone. You can't call your contacts for help. I said, okay, but I can use my intelligence, right? He said, oh yeah, dude. So what would I do? I would go look. The first thing I did was not manage money. Number one, this is very important. Most people are going to miss this. Quit managing your money. You're worried about your money, man. When you're worried about the money you have, you're worried about the past. And as long as you're focused on the past, if I have my eyes on the rear view mirror, I cannot drive my car. You're trying to pay your debt off. Don't worry about any of that bullshit. Look forward. Who has your money? This thing that I've been doing for years that aggravates people to like, who's got my money is my battle cry. Who's got my kids' shoes? Who's got my next dollar? I would never look, like when I went to Pueblo, and you guys will see this happen in January. The backstory is this. Discovery calls me and says, hey, we think you'd be perfect for this show. Would you do it? So what's the show? You got to go to a city. We're not going to tell you where it is. You got to lose everything. They didn't know I was going to have to shave, but they didn't understand how strong my social influence is, my organic influence. So I said, well, there's not a city I'm going to go to where they're not going to know me. I knew that. Like, people are going to know me. And so I had to shave my head. We're going to drop you off, give you $100. You got to build a business, any kind of business. What you're telling me is I would have a brand. I'd be like, hey guys, I'm with ABC and I got this, I got something. I didn't have that. Much easier. what you're telling me, the network marketing piece, to land on some vehicle that's already in trajectory, successes, other people winning, a connection, a network, dude, that's no brainer. My goal was to take $100 and build it into $1 million business in 90 days. This happened through COVID. By the way, I got sick, tested positive. I got altitude sickness twice. Like, the country got shut down. I mean, it was nuts. Hardest thing, Eric, I've ever done in my entire life. I would never do it again. And if they call you and say, Eric, do you want to do it? I recommend you say no immediately. If they offered me $5 million to do it again, I would not do it. Hardest thing I've ever done in my life. No place.
Can you tell us the punchline of how it ends, or does that
food, no water?
Wow.
How long would you go on $100?
I mean, the idea of it intimidates me. The fact that you did it is unbelievable.
Yeah. So first thing I did was got rid of my money. I'll just tell you guys, but nobody knows this, but first thing I did was take the $100 and bring it to the bank and dump off the $100. Exactly what I'm telling you guys you should do. Quit worrying about the money you have. Don't pay for anything. Understand that every new connection is going to pay your bills. And never use your old money. This is why people don't understand my hustle today. They're like, dude, why at 62 are you always like 90% of the people I talk to, bro, if I had your deal, I would not be going to work every day. And because they don't understand how I play the game with myself. And so the second thing that I did after I went to the bank was all I did was focus on networking with the right people. Making connections with people and finding the right people. That's what network marketing is. Network marketing. People. It's a people thing. It's not life is not a money game. It is a people game. And by the way, money is a people game. The more people that know you, the more people will flow you. But and this speaks especially to end up with, being the top producers and they quit working. You've seen this over and over again. I know you have. They reached the diamond level and now they're going to their club more than they work their business. They're doing the calls, by the way. They're doing the calls, but they're not doing the work. And everybody in their network knows it, by the way. And they even brag about it. I only work 30 days a year now. You should never tell. That's not leadership. I mean, I guess it is leadership if you want all your people on a golf course. And so I can't tell you the results. I think most people you'll either be very pleased or you'll be like, dude, he could do more than that. That's sad.
I mean, the conditions you were put under is pretty amazing. But what I love about it and why I'm going to encourage everybody to watch it in January, the whole network marketing world needs to watch this, because if you were able to build something with that criteria, what could somebody do that, like you said, the product's taken care of, the company's taken care of, the infrastructure's taken care of, all the support, all the training, all the stuff, the branding, everything else. All you got to do is promote, and everything else will take care of itself. Build a team and promote, and build a team and promote. How big of a team could you build? And so, one, you put your money away. Two, you decided to network like crazy to find out who had your money and who could lead you to the money.
Yeah.
Right? And you built a little network and you'll be able to support whatever business you decided you were going to build. Same thing that a network marketing distributor can do in order to be able to do it. But if they can't figure out a way to take action, like one of the things that I believe in so much is your book, Obsessed or Be Average. I think obsession for success is necessary.
playing modern warfare stuff on Xbox or PS3 stations, P5, PS5, whatever. You know, dude, you like, there's everybody has the ability to be obsessed. Question is, what do you want to be obsessed with? And again, this goes back to the payoff, bro. This goes back to the first thing I said today. There's no such thing as fear or lazy.
Do they just need to have a clearer imagination in order to be able to get to the payoff? Is that the thing? They don't have the vision to see it?
You need to know. I'm going to tell you some of the some of the unfair qualities of the show, the Discovery show, was that they said, hey, how hard is this? I said, well, dude, it's easier than real life. And they're like, why is it easier than real life? I said, because I got 90 days. 90 days, not 90 months. I don't have 90 years. I got fucking 90 days, bro. And just talking to you right now, I'm losing part of that day. The benefit of having urgency all up in my face every second of every day and not being with my family and not having any money and having 100% of my reputation online is such an unfair advantage for this show. Nobody will ever understand it until you do the show. The fact that I had 90 days, my name's on the line. Grant Cardone is on TV being recorded. He's either going to fail or succeed, and that's important to me. And the third thing, that I had no money to manage, and that I wanted my family back. I couldn't get my family, dude. I got $100. I can't fly my kid's leg to me, much less my whole kid. So people don't have urgency, man. You guys are surrounded by people like, oh my God, I got, you know, you're surrounded by friends. This is another thing I like about network marketing. You're all gathering to do something big. And most of us are surrounded by people that are telling us mañana. And you know, I don't believe that life is short, by the way. I'm not talking about that kind of urgency. I think life is too long for most people because they aren't urgent about how they create their life.
Let me pivot to wealth for a moment. I believe everybody in network marketing need to have two businesses. One business is the income from their distributorship, and the other is the income from their investments. And the investment income at some point needs to be higher than their network marketing income on an annual basis. How important is that? You know, when did you figure that out? Because that's another one of the things that I admire about you. Is boy, did you figure out money?
Yeah, thank you.
How do people need to be able to do that?
Look, my dad died when he was 52 years old. My dad did the first half of the equation perfectly. Worked hard, saved his money, paid his debt off. When he died, the income stopped. There was no debt. There was no debt. There was life insurance in place. There was a handful of stocks that paid the dividend. My mom had to sell the house and the stocks because there was no new income. I learned at 10 years old, bro, you better never depend on one flow of income. I didn't know I learned it then, but I would, as I grew up, I would learn, hey, look, get money from work. Take money that's other people's money, by the way. I went and sold a car, or, you know, I went and traded an hour at McDonald's for $4. Whatever's left over, I'm going to take that money. I'm going to convert that piece of junk into something real. For me, I've been buying real estate for 30 years. And so every time I would get money, I used to spend 251 days on the road without coming home once. And I was single, didn't have family. I mean, I was just trying to get my money right. I'd go out, I had an idea, I'd sell it, get the money from it, live on whatever little bit I could. Like literally for the first 45 years of my life, nobody even knew that I had any money because I would take every extra dollar and I would bury it into one particular investment, like, as you know, it's apartments. I wasn't buying watches or Gucci belts or, you know, I think I got a Boss belt on right now, paid like $19 for. And so
But the real estate's been kind of your vehicle of choice because of tax benefits, everything else, the appreciation, and it's your passion. And I will tell everybody, Grant has, and I'm not benefiting from this this comment, by the way, at all. But Grant helps people that aren't sophisticated in real estate to invest in smaller chunks in the projects that he does, and he has them be able to earn how he earns from the real estate that he invests in. He's been doing that on a large scale for many years now, but especially recently, he's paying out people on a monthly basis. And if you're not sophisticated in real estate, what I would just tell you, until you become sophisticated, work with somebody who is sophisticated so they can protect your money, so they can treat it like it's theirs. So Grant does that. They can find out grantcardone.com. Is that where they can find that out?
Cardone Capital.
CardoneCapital.com.
But let me say this, it's more important. The more important piece here is, if you are great at network marketing and you're building a real 7-figure business or 7-figure a month business, which you guys all have the possibility to do. And 99% of the people in network marketing could never build that same business outside of network marketing, period.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If you believe you could, then go build it. Because you can't. Okay. So that's the other thing about network marketing that nobody ever talks about. There's people in there that would never, ever be able to do that with any other franchise or business. You should not be buying your own real estate. You should be building your damn business. You should not be on the weekends looking for something else to do. It is not leadership to do that. Okay, Warren Buffett doesn't go out and look for a Wells Fargo he can build. He invests in Wells Fargo because they got good management. He has never built anything himself, ever. He finds great things and invests in them. So, and they all cash flow. He believes he cannot lose his money if it goes backwards. He's been wrong because he's violated some of his principles recently. But, you know, when I started my real estate business, Eric, you don't know this, and I know the audience doesn't know it. I brought a partner in so I could continue to focus on my business. I said, look, here's my money. You're going to manage what I buy, and I'm going to give you 25% of the upside, and you're not going to put one penny in the deal. So that way, and my mom said to me, and my brother said, why would you give him 25% of the upside, dude? He's got no risk. I'm like, that way I can stay focused on my business. I can keep building my name, my brand, my business. He will get the upside when we get it, and I can continue to build this thing without it taking energy from my main thing. And so I think people get their priorities screwed up and start thinking, I got to get another thing because you guys want to get off the treadmill. You actually don't trust your business, and you're trying to get out. And I'm not trying to get out. I'm trying to get as much as I can out of my main business so that I can fund this other business that's indestructible. And then
how much real estate do you have under management now?
Well, we own and we manage everything we own. We have $2.1 billion for the real estate.
That's just awesome. Yeah. What was it 5 years ago?
Well, in 2008, I owned 600 apartments. Now we own, almost 9,000.
That's so cool. Well, listen, I want to be,
and just so you guys know, like, the only thing I do in the real estate is I'm the picker.
Yeah.
Like, I have a perfect picker. I'm a master at the pick. And we have a management company that manages the property. I'm just a picker. I'm a great picker. If you pick the right piece of real estate, it's gonna pay off. It's just when's it gonna pay off. The rest of my time is spent with you, like you or an audience or people helping, like wanting to give back. And while I'm giving back, I expect some portion of that audience to monetize me. Last thing I want to say about that is just like the discovery thing. The reason I did the discovery thing was because the number one question I'm asked, and I'm sure I would bet $1,000 to your favorite charity, your number one question is, if you lost everything, what would you do? I know that's the number one question I get. If I was wrong about your number one question, I'll send you $1,000 to your charity. The number one question I'm asked is, dude, if you lost everything, what would you do? I said, I'm not going to tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you what I would do. And that's why I took the discovery thing on.
That's so cool. I literally cannot wait for that. Listen, I want to be respectful for your time. I'm really grateful that you're offering this up as part of this challenge. The GoPro event is coming up in a couple weeks. And I would love for you to tell people in network marketing why they should attend this event. They can get a ticket for $300. They can also get a VIP or a platinum ticket, for $1,300 or $5,300. But why should they attend? And then I know, because I heard through the grapevine, that you are willing to offer up something as a bonus, just because of our friendship, and I'm very, very grateful for people who do get a ticket. You've got a pretty cool bonus to show them how to get wealthy. Give people your advice on that.
Yeah. So number one, I would just tell you, I'm doing this for you, but I'm also doing it for your audience, right? Because I believe in people. And when I was a kid, when my dad died, I wanted somebody to help me. And I really, frankly, didn't care who it was, a teacher, an uncle. I wanted it to be a man because I had lost the man. Probably had something to do with that. But, I promised my mom when I was 15, 16 years old, I said, one day I'm going to be somebody, I'm going to help a lot of people. And so the reason I'm doing this is because I want your audience to truly know who I am. I know sometimes people see me on Instagram and they don't really get to know who I am. And the program that we're going to include here really will introduce you to the thing that I think that I've done a better job at than anything, which is the understanding of money and finances. I spent 5 years getting an accounting degree in hopes to learn that and didn't. It's taken me 60 years to learn about money. And I would put what I know about money up with anybody that teaches anything about finances. So number one, that's the reason I'm doing it. And I also love you and your wife. You guys are awesome people. The second thing that I would tell people about why you should go to the GoPro event is really not about why you should go, but why you should make a decision to go right now. Not tomorrow, not next week. And I'm going to tell you something. This was taught to me by a man in a charity event. We were at the charity event, and this guy gave, he might didn't do anything tonight. And I said, yeah. He's like, how do you think you're going to feel about that tomorrow? And he's like, look, you do whatever you want to do. I'm just telling you, because you've asked me for advice on other things. Never leave a place without leaving a commitment. He's like, every time you leave someplace and don't do something, whatever you can do, 300, 1,300, 5,300, a deposit, make a deposit. You're making deposits, spiritual deposits onto the planet. They're little anchor points that you leave around the planet. I've been doing this for 4 years now. This has never disappointed me now. Every time I go someplace, I leave more than I took. Little deposits. I put it on a credit card. Okay. I'm a promise Visa. I'll pay them back, but I'm going to leave this here right now. So I never leave any location and not feel good about what I did. Eric, there are books that I have never read that I bought that I won't get rid of, that I know changed my life, and I never read the book. But because I made a decision to buy the book and put it on my shelf, some people call that osmosis. No, it's not osmosis. It's called commitment, man. Okay? It's called commitment. It's me saying to the universe, whatever you believe in, God, whatever, saying to some power greater than you that you don't understand maybe fully, that says, hey, Grant Cardone is committed. And every one of those books, every one of those programs, every conference I bought, paid for, put a deposit on, every one of them has paid me. Every one of those has made me. The good ones, the bad ones, and everything in between. Keep committing to yourself. Because if you don't, why would anybody ever commit to you? GoPro.
Wow, is that powerful? I love that. I love that. So can you tell them just about the course real quick?
It's 25. It's the 25. You can buy it on my website for 2,500. You can't get it from Amazon. I'm not giving them nothing.
Right. But it's just going to teach you what's the name of the course?
Money and finance training.
Money and finance training. $2,500 course.
Grant Cardone's money and finance training.
And all you got to do is get a GoPro ticket. virtualgopro.com. That's going to get you set up. On top of everything else, you're going to get this bonus. Grant.
Hey, Eric, let me just, you guys that are watching this right now, man, like, why would you know anything about money when nobody ever taught you anything about money? You watch your mama clip coupons. All you know how to do is how to follow the little dotted line. Some of you got real good at this lately. You now know how to go on the internet and get the coupon. That ain't going to make you any money. That's not how you get money to multiply. 3 things to money is simple. Get it, keep it, multiply it. Most people can't even do number 1. You think you got to make money. I didn't say make money, get it, get money. How do you get money? 2, how do you keep it? Like I got this great watch on. They're like, dude, you spent that money? That ain't my money that I spent on that watch. There's only one time you spend money on stuff that's stupid. And that's when it's passive income, not earned income. You need to learn that. Everybody needs to learn that. 3, you need to pay for things, buy things that are tax deductible. The GoPro ticket, tax deductible. It qualifies. You don't spend $300 on your kid getting a little stuffy doll. Okay, you can't write it off. So I'm going to share with you the little tips and strategies that the wealthy have used, not for the last 3 or 4 years or decade, but for the last hundreds of years to create wealth for themselves. If you don't violate these principles, I guarantee you, that's a big guarantee, by the way, from me. I guarantee you, you use the principles in this course, and I guarantee you'll be wealthy in your lifetime.
That's unbelievable. And you're giving it to them for free if they get a ticket to GoPro to change their life. Grant, you're awesome, my friend. I really appreciate you so much.
I hang out with good people like you.
You are an awesome dude, and anything I can ever do for you, I'm happy to do it. You want to learn more about Grant, go to grantcardone.com. If you want to have him put some of your money to work and multiply.
Can I just say something, Eric? If you want to learn more about me, guys, just get your damn ticket. Don't go to grantcardone.com. Don't go to my Instagram. Don't go look for me. Learning about me ain't gonna help you. You need to make a commitment to you. You don't need to do any more research. I don't know why you're talking to people about go look me up. Fuck it.
Because I think you're cool.
Damn. Huh?
Because I think you're cool. That's why.
Well, that's different, dude. You need to Google. Is Grant Cardone cool?
All right. virtualgopro.com. Everybody get your ticket. Grant, thank you very much. I love you.
Stop it, man.
It's 168 hours in a week. Most people work 50 hours a week, sleep 56, and if you're in shape, you work out about an hour a day. But what do we do with the other 55 hours in a week? That's the difference between millionaires, billionaires, and witnesses.
Can I get some energy? 1, 2, 3. Ah! Let's go!
She told me the biggest risk you take is not taking one. So anytime you feel like you're in a risky situation, go for it.
Every time I leave a GoPro event, I realize I just wished I had more of my team there.
How you see yourself is how the world sees you.
If you're going to be successful in business and in life, you got to understand what you're strong at and what you're weak at.
And that's what I'm doing right now. I'm encouraging every one of you to add value to the people around you.
In 2019, I attended a GoPro, and that GoPro literally 10x my income.
When I attended this first event, I understood that this is something that I need. I need to learn. I need to master the skills in order for me to be able to help more people.
You know, the live event really was epic, but there were a lot of people that couldn't join us.
This year, 2020, because of the pandemic, guess what we're doing? We're going to have the largest online virtual event ever. That's GoPro 2020 online virtual event.
I am so excited about this GoPro event that's coming to you virtually.
It's so important. This is so powerful. This is such powerful stuff.
The only thing holding you back from recruiting the team that you want, from going after the prospects that really could expand your life and business, is you.
You cannot reach the next level of high performance at the same level of energy you have now.
Minimum.
You have to start conditioning your mind, your body, your energy to be in a better place to be able to serve.
Whoever asked you to be a part of their
Minimum.
team, they saw greatness in you.
For my wife and I, our biggest breakthrough came in when we finally believed that we could do this and that we could help others do this, and we believed in our core that anybody can do this business.
So between December 11th and December 13th, we're going to have the best speakers, not only in the United States, worldwide, on one stage here in Las Vegas, but you'll be able to watch it from the comfort of your own home.
It's your boy, DT, saying, do me a favor, go pro. All right? Don't be an amateur all your life. Go pro and make the rest of your life the best of your life.
It is where you learn to be a professional network marketer.
Wow, wasn't Grant Cardone fun? Such good information, so many good ideas. And I will tell you, the idea of being dropped into a city with $100, no identity at all, you couldn't leverage anything, that's all you had. You had to build $1 million business in 90 days. Man, the fact that he agreed to those terms, but then also the thing that I found interesting about this conversation is he said, if I had a network marketing business, it'd be a piece of cake. All I had to do was promote it. Everybody else did all the other stuff. It'd be just nothing compared to having to grow something organically from the ground. So kind of reminds you of the special nature of what you have at your fingertips and what you can also offer others at your fingertips. Let me talk to you about this bonus course that he so graciously provided. Money and Finance course. This is actually not just for platinums, it's for VIPs and for platinum ticket holders. This $2,500 course is for people who upgrade to VIP or platinum. We already have an ocean of bonuses for people who get a $297 ticket, and you need to do that. But VIPs and platinums. So if you go to the next slide, please. What you'll see here is you get all of these things. The three prices are $297, $1297, or $5297 for the three packages. That's your choices. The bonus for a regular ticket includes all of these things, $3,800 worth of materials for somebody just to get a $297. And I will give you one more bonus today. If you get your ticket today, we will also give you the recordings of today. Because I know today's a long session. It's going to, be 4, 5, 6 hours. You might not be able to get the whole thing. We're not going to give you recordings to everything. Those are for people who bought those backstage recordings. But we'll get you recordings for today if you get a ticket today. Okay? We'll send you that recording. So back to VIP. You also get the GoPro Speak Off, and you get Grant Cardone's $2,500 money and whatever it was, money and wealth, finances or whatever, money and finance course. So that takes it to like $8,800 for a $1,000 upgrade, something like that. And platinum, you also get it. You also get the money and finance course. So that takes it up to like $14,000. Plus you're going to be in the house. Plus you're going to have an opportunity to speak on the stage, to qualify to speak on the stage, the biggest stage in network marketing history, plus, all these different things. Also, I will tell you, we're about to go to break in a moment. But before I do that, during the break, anybody who gets a ticket, scramble, get a ticket quick, because we're going to do another drawing of people during this break. So I told you, we're going to do everything we can to make it impossible for you not to participate in this virtual GoPro event. We're lining up so many of these things. It's unbelievable. And guess what? We're not done. We're not done. We're going to take care of you. So people who bought before, congratulations. People who are just buying now, congratulations. And guess what we got coming up next? We're going to take a 5-minute break and go to the bathroom, refresh yourself, whatever you need to do. When we come back, we got a multi-million-dollar a year earner going to share his secrets. And we have the one and only John Maxwell on how you can lead yourself, lead your team, how you can experience a breakthrough in network marketing. So one more thing. There's some scammers out there putting out some fake links to our tickets. They're just trying to scam you. There's only one link to get tickets, virtualgopro.com. If you go to any other link, it's buyer beware, because there's scammers out there putting out fake links. So report them. If you see any link that's not tied to network marketing product, virtualgopro.com. Those are the only sites that are linked to us. If anybody else putting anything else out there, report them. We've already got people on it reporting them